all set up, right?
Oh, I'm ready to go. Yeah, you didn't start.
I just started. Good.
Welcome to another monkey show flies around the world. We are today leaving from Kyaykpyu, whatever the hell name that is. Where are we at, MoonDog?
Did you rehearse that?
Yes.
Sounded like it. You've been working on that for hours. It's in Myanmar, which is recently Burma.
Okay. In Myanmar and
Yeah.
/ Burma, and we
It's
are
in the
going
description.
and we are going to Bangkok, Thailand. We're going to be landing at Bangkok International. MoonDog is flying his King Air 350, is it?
No. Beechcraft King Air 200B. Thank you.
There it is. And Zig is flying his Dash 8, and therefore I will be flying this massive B377 because this is the only plane I have that will keep up with them. And of course, we have to take off from a runway that's the size of a postage stamp. So thank you very much for that, MoonDog.
We flew in here. We have to fly out of here.
Yes, but we flew in here in C-47s.
You'll be all right. You can handle it.
Yeah.
I have nothing but
This is asphalt. The
nothing
last one
but
this
faith.
short was gravel, so.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my plane started here. MoonDog, I guess, is going to be starting his. I think Zig went through some of the more complicated stuff with his.
I got my engine started and running because it takes a while, quite a bit longer than you guys to get through my stuff. So
Right.
I got a few things to do, but I'm more or less ready to go.
Flip on my APU. Check. Those look good.
Let's see.
Alright, those all look good there. So now we're going to go back here to the flight engineer.
Because I don't have enough power in here.
And
so I don't get a hot start.
And since it is very warm, I will be opening my cowl flaps all the way. Crack the throttles. There.
To give us a good start. It's good. When starting this thing, I have to make sure when I'm doing it. When the battery power's down, I can start it without the battery, without the gauges up. I just gotta make sure I don't hot start it.
Right.
Hot starting is, watch this gauge here, we gotta make sure it gets up over 15%. Then we can add mix, starts up and takes off. Do it beforehand, hot starts and like, not good for the engine, not good for anything. Start off.
And also, since we are doing a direct GPS route, and these two guys have GPS and I don't, I will be doing a dead reckoning flight.
And we may tell him the direction he needs. I mean, we will be telling him the direction that we will.
Oh, I can find my way if I need to. Alright.
Well, I am ready whenever you guys
Well, how about
get your
this?
stuff done and do what you want to do.
How about
I just
this?
need
GPS
my
of this
cylinder
thing
heads
is not up to date enough to know where I'm at. Might be doing the same thing Draco's doing.
And our cruising altitude today is going to be 21.5. once my cylinder head temperatures get up to where they need to be. Oil temperature.
Okay. Okay, this plane, I got it from just, or Flight 1, where I got it from.
I thought it's a just flight, isn't it?
No, it's
Or
Flight 1. Flight 1.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I only have one slight issue.
That's
I don't
right.
have the navigation on this thing right now. I don't have a flight plan at all.
Really?
Yes.
Mine shows us, let's see.
Go back through here. They're looking at a blank screen. Quick.
Mine shows us basically flying at a heading of 129 from where we're sitting right now, so. I assume that goes to where we want us to go.
Now, for those of you watching Zig's stream, I will be going right down the runway at him, but I will turn around before I reach him, so...
So he says.
Oh no, if I was going to run into anybody head on with this, it'd be MoonDog.
Why me? Never mind. I know why.
Well, I know we have to take a heading 280, at least that's what my flight plan says.
Don't have it real handy, aviation. If you go to the just flight, or sorry, flight1.com, you can just go to their available stuff. It's right there, first page normally. Trying to program this thing in for do this. There you go. I got a direct course from right here. That works.
A little bumpy over here in the grass.
I'm just running down through here. People are already asking Nightbot not to throw them off the stream.
Don't do anything to piss off Nightbot.
Yeah. This thing really doesn't have off-road tires. Now, Zig is in a -8, and I have my Join FS stating that that should be a -8, but it's still DC6 from the last time we were flying similar planes. And I reset it, but it's still
Now,
pulling it
I
up.
know you're not going to cut right in front of me.
Nope, I'm going to let you go in front.
Does that make us ready?
Makes us ready.
Or at least ready enough for me to get out of the way?
Yep.
All right. see what we can figure out.
So we are going to preface everything right here. Draco may be cursing by the end of the runway. So if you have sensitive ears, you've been forewarned.
If you have sensitive ears, a heart condition, or anything that may make you fragile.
They make you fragile. If you are a snowflake, please step away from the screen.
Hey Zig, you're not really ready yet, are you? Can you do me one favor to try it?
I'm going.
Never mind. I was going to have you just click out of FS join and back in, but that's all right.
It wouldn't be on his end, it'd be on yours.
Well, I completely shut mine down and it wasn't.
Alright, did my run up. Those cow flaps to 3 inches.
By the looks of, he's up. And he hit that big DC-6, so what's your, I mean, you shouldn't have any problem.
MoonDog. Throttles the max.
Gear up.
Hey, BP.
What's going on, fellas?
Hey, BP.
We're watching Draco take off from a runway he shouldn't be taking off from.
Actually, I'm watching nothing.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Oh. Oh.
Plenty of room, right?
No.
Yes, I acknowledge that.
So,
8A?
so to me, BP is super quiet.
Yeah, I probably am. I've been messing with my audio now for, oh, I don't know, about 200 years. So. Hold on, let me. Is that any better?
You're a little louder, yeah.
How's that?
Getting there.
Better?
Yes, that's closer to where you're normally at.
That's what I was gonna say. Sounds a little more normal.
Maybe I'm just quiet.
You do sound a little. I mean, your volume is your volume was a little lower, but you do sound a little quieter as well. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh. Hey, Mike. Welcome to the stream.
All right, up in the air. Hand it off.
You're off to my favorite place to say on VATSIM in the whole world.
Well,
I just love it.
did you see the photo that we put in your Discord?
Probably not.
Mike, this is the Boeing B377 Stratocruiser.
Or to us regular people, it's just an ugly ass plane. What am I looking at here?
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, it is. Hence why you're married and I'm not. This is what the three of you underwater.
Yeah, yeah, we were flying the Beechcraft or the Beaver, whatever.
Beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beaver.
the Havilland.
De Havilland.
Beaver. Isn't it the? Oh no, that's the other one's the otter. That's the beaver, right? What I fucking like.
There's a goose too.
Goose. Goose! Of course this is Goose. Why would there be?
Right.
All great names for planes. Like the Albatross. That worked out well. MoonDog, this video is very long. I need you to edit this down to less than 9 minutes. I dare you. I did it. I took an hour and 56 minutes of Old Ridge and edited it down to 9 minutes.
I know you did. I was watching it. I'm like, I got time to watch this on my drive home. Zip, done. I'm like, what?
Yep. If you see a video longer than 20 minutes on my channel ever again, I will never make another YouTube video. I took an hour and 15 minutes of ETS just a little while ago, which I'm uploading right now. Cut it down to 18 and a half. You're a controller on VATSIM? Cool. I fly on VATSIM a lot. A lot. I mean, a lot. Many.
As in more than just a lot, like only.
A lot. I'm almost always a Speedbird stuff or other. So I like it when any sort of the odd countries are on, and I get to say Bangkok really slowly. You gotta have some fun when you're in a plane for 12 hours.
Zig is up and gone. I don't even see him.
Zig always blows by you guys. Like he's
I'm not
full
gone.
throttle, flaps up, gear up, see ya.
You want me to
I don't
loop
have time for
around?
this. Could you turn around?
I'll come around.
What am I looking at for scenery here, MoonDog? Is that what is that?
It's ORBX. That's
What is it?
Burma.
Is it just global?
Just global.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So if we jump out, you'll catch up with it. What we did one night was, okay, well, Zig and I have ORBX, but we all have Rex 4, so we all have basically the same clouds, the same water, the same weather. We have this, we all have active sky now. So the only thing we don't have then is Draco with ORBX yet. And other than like the same plane, we're all pretty much, you can jump from screen to screen, and other than seeing different plane, you're seeing the same flight.
Well, see, you guys fly now. I have all of them. Like I have land class. Not the whole world. I just. Oh no, actually, no. I don't have the whole world. I have Europe and parts of Russia. I have obviously global. I have FTX England. I have FTX Europe. Most of Europe.
Yeah, Mike.
But,
for the time this plane was advanced with the 2 passenger decks and the pressurized cabin.
So they're
I'll be
making
right back.
wear oxygen masks. But at the altitudes I fly, you don't really get to see it very much. So.
Yeah, you can basically think of this plane as the grandfather of modern airliners.
Or a plane designed on by somebody who was smoking the very earliest form of meth. You know what's ugly? I'll tell you what's ugly. The A380 is ugly. That's an ugly plane. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I get it. It's massive and it's whatever, but it's ugly. It's got a big bump. Look, it's got a concussion.
Yeah.
No. What plane is ugly is the Constellation.
Most beautiful plane ever made. Without a doubt. The Congo. Without a doubt. The sexiest plane ever made. And the SR-71, the spy plane thing. But for civilian aircraft, the Congo was just the business. Controls in America. I never fly in America, so I don't really. I've never. Like, I haven't flown in America in probably 7 years. I should probably be more of it, but I'm kidding, guys. think I can't do a flight from, I don't know, where was I supposed to fly tonight, which I'm not going to. Cape Town, which is about 13 hours from Heathrow. I could have edited that down to about 9 minutes, too. Here's the setup. Click, done. Here's the landing. Click, done. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, it's my full profit. See you later. I'm just tired of people complaining about videos are too long. Okay, well, they're not too long anymore, are they? Well, I'm serious, you know, and I don't want to, like, I'm not going to hijack your stream with my crap, but because nobody was on Discord today, so if you get a chance to talk to anybody, I'm honest to God about one more video away from never making it. All right,
Well, I don't want you to. Anything I can do to help, I'm here for you. But at the same point, if you do, you better not freaking just like disappear. You can still come and hang out.
Right. Well, I know. So, well, I tried to hang out today. Nobody was around.
Some of us were at work today, you know?
Like even David wasn't around today, and I was nervous. I'm like, what the hell is he? So, you know, I kind of, I'm starting to depend on him a bit too much, I think. It's not fair. It's been having
He's got school stuff. Everyone's got that.
School stuff.
You were planning for a possible hurricane to make landfall, and I was just watching that. What, you might get a little bit of rain?
Well, it depends on the track it takes. Remember, I'm about 60 miles inland, so this hurricane's about 200 miles across. It depends on the track. It's not here yet. It's still like Carolina, North Carolina or whatever. So it really depends on the track. Now, as you get further north, the water gets colder. There's less energy for it to really do anything with. That's why we don't get nailed up here very often. It's not going to be pleasant out on the Cape or in Nantucket. You know, there'll be real high surf and rain will pour down.
They've already got that. Yeah, it'll get worse.
Yeah, it's raining here. It's raining here right now. It's hot. It is hot here. Holy crap! For the middle of September, it was probably 85 today with about 90% humidity. It's probably 75 right now, the same amount of humidity. So, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. I doubt very much we get any major effects. It'll probably rain, and if it rains real hard here, sometimes the telephone poles fall out of the ground. So that could be a thing.
Are you telling me that the linemen in that area didn't put enough gravel around the telephone pole, and now just a little bit of rain and mud, and they just fall over?
Have you ever seen them put a telephone pole in the ground? I mean,
no,
well,
I did.
I
did it for 6 months to a year. Yeah.
Because the one in front of my house got knocked down. Right, a truck hit it because the road's real narrow and two trucks are trying to pass each other, whatever. And it didn't knock it all the way down, but split it right at like its base, right.
Yeah.
So they come and they cut it. They take all the wires off and then they cut it where it was split, and they just put another one next to it and roped it to the little bit that was left. They didn't dig a hole. They didn't do anything. They literally jammed it in the ground with a crane.
That's not normally how you're supposed to do that. Okay.
I was like, wow. I was like, good for you. They just big, the truck that comes and lifts it up, right, with the big, like, looks like a log grab on it, right? Yeah. Well, they came and they just, literally just smashed it into the ground and then roped it off to the broke off bit, put the new guy wire on it, and said, here you go, here's your wires, and have a nice day. But the one down the road for me, it's at the bottom of the hill and all the water runs down there, and that one is, they're constantly having to come put that one back up because it just falls out of the ground. So
hey, PCG, welcome to the stream. Good to see you.
If you ever really know, there's a schematic. You have a 45-foot pole. 5 foot goes into the ground, and then 5 or 6 inches, half a foot for every 10 foot the pole is. So,
like I get the concrete,
it's 7 foot.
Move.
Yeah, it's 7 foot down, and then you fill it up, you drop it, and then you fill it with gravel the size of the hole. And the hole is really only supposed to be about 3 to 6 inches, 3 to 5 inches wider than the base of the pole. Right. And then you just tamp in the gravel as you're filling it in. That thing's supposed to not move at all once it's in and vertical.
Like I get they have to sway, a little bit and all that, so they don't break.
I think we're going to be in and out of the rain the entire trip.
Yeah, you're in that part of the world.
Do you got your proper heading, Draco?
I took off from a different and turned to a different direction to intercept, so I'm kind of following the flight route on active sky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Intercept
We're not like complete
Wow.
noobs any longer.
Good for you. I was talking about you guys when I live streamed the Aer Lingus flight. I was like, God, they're
Yeah,
massive
so-
idiots. What a fly. Oh. I obviously didn't say that.
No, because I actually was watching that one. I know you
Yeah,
didn't see
well,
that.
I didn't watch it live, but I watched it like on tape delay. I watched it like 2 hours later until it.
Oh, did you watch the part where I clicked
Till
something
game crashed.
on the screen and a
Yeah.
fucking FSX crashed? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course it did. FSX, not the most stable thing ever, obviously. So, and that was a good flight too. And then I had to do it all over again. But
I was then trying to pay attention to it because with you trying to throw stuff in the FSM, FCM,
the F,
That thing.
oh,
The
now
F
you got me
thing.
screwed up. The FMGC, Flight
Yeah.
Management Guidance Computer.
Yeah.
I call it the FUC.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I know, because it doesn't have a big crank on it. You don't have to yell into a big cone. Put more coal in the boilers, you suckers! I can see you get a bunch of 12-year-old kids downstairs, with little flat caps downstairs, and you're playing shoveling coal into a boiler. So,
yeah, that does sound like Draco's crew.
Yeah.
or it's
And
you hear
yet
this
I
noise
still
down there.
keep up with you.
Oh.
And yet I still keep up with you all.
You know what's funny? I could not fly one of these. Well, this beach, I have this. I can probably fly this. But those crank, fucking turn a knob and twiddle a thing planes, I couldn't do this and fly one of those.
Okay,
There's no way.
then you would have really had fun in that Beaver last night. that we
I've
flying.
flown that thing. No, the Goose. I flew the
Oh,
Goose one
Goose.
time, and I couldn't see over the cowl. You know what I mean? No matter how high I put up the seat, and I'm like, I can't see where I'm going. I'm just supposed to fly this. The
Goose
big
is-
knob thing. It's
yeah,
like, you know.
yeah.
I must have flew half an hour with my flaps down because I couldn't figure out how to put them up. I was like,
Well, we had to figure out, we wanted to fly on a heading. So we're trying to turn
Yeah.
the knob to get to the heading. Well, no, it's a 360-degree turn on the heading thing. But what it does is it centers you on the direction you want to be. 0 is where the direction you're headed. So if you wanted a 30-degree turn, you turn it 30 degrees. And
right,
then it comes
instead
back
of
to 0.
230.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like you should have heard about 3 monkeys getting ready to go, this plane sucks, chuck it out the window. But
You get so spoiled with like all the automation, you know what I mean? I mean, honest to God, it really is 400 feet autopilot. If you've got everything configured correctly, sit back, right? Monitor. You get spoiled with that. To be able to have to actually fly something, shit.
What's
I
going
don't
on
know.
Saturday, PCG?
Cylinder head temperature is getting a little warm. Nothing I can do. Not much I can do about that. Got my cowl flaps open max.
You could,
Fly.
you could climb.
I am climbing.
Oh, okay. You could level off for a minute. You're in a hot part of the world, too. Instead of being a cylinder head temperature. Jet engines don't have cylinder heads. What are you flying up there? A Chevy?
what was the last time you had to deal with that? You
Yeah, I'm at
monitor and
Jebra.
go,
I've
I'm at-
never had a plane with a cylinder head.
I'm at 12.8 and the
Rolls
temperature
Royce.
outside is still 7 degrees.
Yeah, it's hot. And it's probably humid, too. What's the dew point? Anybody know what the dew point? I bet the dew point.
Dew point just popped up. I think it's like 21% or 21 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just started flying the Airbus aviation. Well, not just. I've had it forever, but I just started flying it again because I've been flying, 777 and 747, things like that for my VA. But I decided to start doing more short haul stuff. The Airbus is a great plane for streaming because you really don't have to do much. Get it configured correctly, and off you go.
so it's a BP thing, get it started, get it up in the air, and then talk the whole time, and then show up and land.
Yeah, and land it. That's basically it. And I didn't even land this. I let it land itself, which I've never
see.
done. That was the first time I'd ever done that. It was weird. It was really weird, but it did a great job.
I pictured you like this, trying to sit on your hands or keep your hands behind your back so you don't grab that stick.
I shut my control. I put my control lock. There's it's a physical thing over the joystick on this Warthog, and I put that on so I wouldn't accidentally like yank the stick back and like the plane do something stupid. Because I was like, okay, it's gonna do all right. It's gonna do all right. It's gonna do all right. And it did. It probably landed a little hard. I don't know. I wouldn't know what I can't guess what the landing rate was, but it was. Hey, it did it. So. And that is standard operating procedure most of the time. So, all right. We could, yeah, we could. I've been looking for somebody to do shared cockpit and aero stuff, but just know that I'm not.
You're an acquired
I'm one of
taste.
two things. I'm either like super like I will go off every checklist. Or I'm like whatever, twiddle that knob, flip that switch, let's get in the air. I'm one of those two things. So it depends on where I'm flying. If I'm flying somewhere with VATSIM, I tend to be more like I don't know, professional, I guess. If I'm flying for my VA, I'm always, because I'm I'm a representative of the VA, right? Like every VA, so I tend to be a little bit more professional. I'm just screwing around.
Yeah, BP, you should have seen us last night trying to deal with icing conditions with a plane with no de-icing system.
Which means descend, or
We couldn't.
speed up, or
yeah.
Well, you had mountains
Land.
that were right below the bottom of the cloud, so you either flew in the cloud, or you crashed in the mountain, or you iced up. So
yeah.
we decided on all three. Just sort of.
Yeah,
Mike,
but with the was this with the Beaver? Or?
that was with
Yeah.
the Beaver, yeah.
You couldn't
Yeah,
get down below the
Clouds.
You could get down like
No.
Clouds and
down.
the mountains were sort of the same.
it was clouds in the mountains.
Is that what that thing looks like? I have that, and I could never figure out how to use it because all my planes have weather radar. I didn't
Yeah.
know how to use it. How do you actually even get to it?
But
I had
Yeah,
not
Mike,
heard that.
you have to put it into the game, and then have it come up as one of your shift keys.
Okay.
And it will default to shift 5, or you do like I did, which is set it so it shift and the last number available. If you've got 4 of
'cause I
them
use
used,
shift
then it's
5.
5. Yeah. And then you have your weather stations, airports, your route. You can turn your route off.
Now, once that's open, you can actually click on those LSKs. You you don't have to do anything else. You can just click on that thing itself.
I just turned off the route thing. You should continue here in a second. Turn it back on.
yeah,
The cloud
Well-
cover.
well, it's actually got 2 modes. It also has like an active radar mode for just weather.
Yeah, because obviously, I have that. I have Active Sky 16 too, and I knew about this thing, and I've seen it, but I didn't ever use it because, most of my planes have weather radar, but there is the odd plane that doesn't, and I'm like, that would be handy because it's a pain in the ass to have to keep. What I should have done was put Active Sky on the Abacus, and that worked on. If I want to go see, I don't know, the weather 100 miles ahead of me or whatever, that's handy. That's cool. I tell you what, Active Sky's awesome. I've been using it for a long time. You can't beat it. They're the best weather engine, I think.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
awesome.
I had just
So
enough to
that's-
catch it on the last. It was just on sale that ended on the 12th, and I had like 4 pennies and $1, and I left after. And I'm like, don't tell the wife I'm spending this.
Oh shit!
I didn't.
I knew I forgot to do something.
I had a plan. I go. Did you crash already?
Nope, I forgot to turn my pitot heat on, which means I got icing. So I also have to turn my anti-ice for my wings and my propellers on too.
Franco, what are we going to do with you? You don't
Well-
fly that plane for like 2 weeks, and
Well, I just happened to look down and I was like, why the hell is my my indicator saying 0 knots?
Because your PITO's froze up. None of your instruments are going to work.
Well,
Nothing
I
requires
flipped
air
the switch.
pressure.
It's coming back now.
I don't know. I'll let you know. You know, ask these guys. I'm not the most social person in the world, but you know, share talking or something. I tell you what, I know he doesn't. He's not interested, but I swear the next time I have a spare $100, I'm buying from Dad FSX and the Airbus, and we're just gonna go in and have a laugh. Because
I've been wanting to do the same thing.
He doesn't know anything about flying, so it'll just be funny. You know, it'll be cool. I play stuff with, you know, I played at Minecraft where I stood around and went, right, I don't know what anybody's doing. So
and the whole time he was explaining you in great detail exactly what you should or could and inside and out. I wasn't listening to any of it.
So, and I'll be doing the same thing in the plane. Twiddle this knob.
Yeah. Oh gosh. The videos, doing videos the rest of the week. Recording.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be streaming every day anymore because I'm so fed up with the crap I've been putting out. It's just awful. It's just lazy.
No, that's cool. It's cool. I was
straight up lazy.
I don't want to be going and looking for and expecting and then go, oh, that's right.
No. What
you
will
right
see
from the horse's mouth.
You will see. Now the big, like Old Ridge and Drummond are not changing. Okay, Old Ridge is still going to be live, and people who think it's too long, well, I'll edit it. You can watch if you. And so I get it. I get it both ways. I get people who say, well, it was. You know, it was 2 hours. You cut it down to 9 minutes. It wasn't long enough. Okay. Then I get people saying, "Well, I can't watch a 2-hour video." Okay. So if you can't watch a 2-hour video, I'll cut it down to 9 minutes. You watch it on YouTube. If you want to watch 2 hours of it, you go to Twitch and watch the VOD on Twitch. There's your answer. But those two will always remain the way they are. Especially Drummond. It's too much fun. I'm not going to change. Drummond is awesome now. I love it, and I'm not changing it.
So you got what's going on in Drummond? You got Mike and Roy and them going over for stuff on Drummond this week, or? Yeah,
this coming Monday. Yeah, you going to be around?
Well, Mike will be available. I mean, I won't, but Mike will be available. Just to confuse the hell out of everyone.
Right. I'm not. Okay, so you're not going to physically be there, is what you're telling me.
I will be there.
Well, I mean, if you can, it's cool. It's tillage now, anyway. It's all tillage. We got so much stuff. Every field has to be mucked and plowed. We're not mucked because we'll run out of muck. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, the Airbus is a good plane. Yeah, the Aerostat Airbus is a good plane. The FS Labs is probably better system-wise, but to me, an Airbus is an Airbus. I'm not going to drop money on another Airbus. You know what I mean? So I will drop money on an Airbus when a good big Airbus comes. You know, and not a black box. But
so anyway, Mike just put in my chat about my plane, about how they have the Pratt & Whitney or R4360 Wasp engines, and he's right. They weren't the most reliable engines. If you ask me, they should have gone with Rolls-Royce or something like that, or the same type of engines that they used in the P-51.
Rolls-Royce.
Rolls-Royce Merlins. But, you know, it being Boeing, and they probably had a surplus of Pratt & Whitneys laying around after the war, so they just slapped them on rather than buying new ones. If I remember right, those are the same engines that they used for the B-29 Super Fortress.
You know, there's something you get from these guys that you're not going to get from me. That whole last like 2 paragraphs was to me. I don't know. Idiot. What kind of planes are in your? What kind of engines are in your plane? I have no idea. Hold on, let me push a button and find
out. Yeah, that's Draco with that type of knowledge. I know the Dash 8 has the Rolls-Royce, but that's about all I know. I wouldn't know any other plane.
I will tell you, like the Airbus that I flew the other day was an IAE. I don't know what that means. I know there's an IAE, there's a CFM, and then there's the NEO, which really isn't a thing. And I don't know what it means. I know CFM is Pratt & Whitney. I don't know anything else. I know my 777 has GE engines in it. My 747 has Rolls-Royce engines in it. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Apparently, I know a little.
I kind of can't help. I mean, I don't know much about civilian aircraft, but I know a lot about military aircraft, especially World War II era.
Hey, that's cool though. If that's what you're into, then that's cool. You know, that's the whole idea. So.
Well, actually, the C-97 is the military version of the B-377, Mike. And there was the C-97 and the KC-97, which was the tanker.
Which is the one that I tend to fly when we're doing that plane, because I have
Right.
that one as a free mod, and it just sort of works. Actually, that's the plane that I've crashed the most. Okay, I know that's a 2.5 hour flight, and I don't even speak during any of it on the last video. With the landing and everything, that thing was my best flight overall, because I just flew it. Takeoff was nice, landing was nice, it was just slightly off center to the left, but I brought it in hand, floated it right down onto the runway. I was impressed with myself, whether you guys watched it or not.
I'm amazed that with your 4 FPS that you can land anything. I tell you what, I had to turn on all those thousands of hours on the Abacus flying, right? And I did a lot of flying on the computer before the Abacus too, before I ever did any of this stuff. And all those hours on the Abacus were honest to God. What's your touch resolution set at? Like 1 pixel equals 400 miles. I can't, you know what I mean? Like I'm in the config tweaking it the other way. Everybody's trying to make it look better. I'm like, how do I make it look worse? I need at least 20 FPS to fly.
Alright, cylinder head temperatures are coming down now.
I have no interest in the A380, none whatsoever. And I get British Airways flies the A380. They fly at the Chengdu now, which means I can't fly the 740 Chengdu anymore, but I can still fly the Hong Kong and 6 If somebody makes a good A380, if like it isn't going to be Aerosoft because they're working on their new A320s, the new versions of the A320s. If somebody like, I don't know, PMDG, but they're only ever going to be Boeings. I don't know, somebody doesn't. If FS Labs decided that they wanted to tackle A380, then I would probably. Because it is a fairly amazing plane. The thing about the A380 is I would want it to be fully detailed. I'd want it to have a cabin because that's where I spend most of my time. You know what I mean? And I'd want to fly the Emirates one with the I'd want to fly the Emirates one with the apartments up on the top, up on the second deck. You know, shit, you're gonna be in a A380. You're flying for at least 10 hours, so might as well do something. I've been flying smaller stuff lately. The A320s, the A319s. Going to do the A318 from London City to Shannon, and from Shannon to JFK, probably this weekend. I've been flying the 737 NGX block. I forgot how big that plane was.
Didn't he just say he's been flying the small planes, right? Small planes.
Yeah, right.
Well, those aren't small compared to a 747 or a 777. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, dog.
I'm like, I have to work up to get to that.
Well, you've been flying this screw job for a while now. It's time. It's time to move up. You guys now listen, Draco. You admitted it. You said you flew the 757 the other day.
Yeah.
So see.
And I enjoyed it for the most part.
It's all in what you like. You know what I mean? That's just what I'm used to. I've been doing it for so long.
Well,
I'm just used to it.
I like for there to be things for me to constantly be doing and looking at. When I'm in the 757, it's like, okay, for me to do once I'm at altitude until it's ready for me to, you know.
Well, so you know what you do then, right? This is what you do. You go to YouTube and you search bipolar profit. And that will fill up those lonely hours in the sky. That's what I do. I have seen it, yes. I watched a video on it not too long ago, actually. It's pretty impressive. You know, again, it's a complete unnecessary luxury. The Airbus was never... You could put 900 people in that plane, you know what I mean? So look at Air India, you know what I mean? They do everything but strap them on the wings. So other Indian stereotypes are available. but you know, it's hey, if you're Emirates and you have that kind of money, shit, you might as well do it. Though, like Emirates doesn't derate anything. How long your engines last? Who cares?
I actually have a little bit of a tailwind, so I'm slowly.
How fast are you going, Draco?
My ground speed is 283. Airspeed 199.
Don't listen to this BP. It's
Okay.
too slow for you.
How fast you going to eat?
Well, I dropped it back to 200.
Speed
maybe
over the
you
ground
could
is what's going to determine how long, you know what I mean, how long you sit there. So I hit 685 knots in a 747 over the ground the other day, and I was trying to get to 700. The only way I could have done it was to pitch down, and I'm not going to pitch down at 38,000 feet. So I was like, oh, come on. I had 105 mile an hour tailwind. I'm like, come on, you can do it. I got nailed though. I got in 45 minutes early, blew my conformance right out of the water. I was like, damn it. I can't, what can I do about it? I slow down as much as I could. So, and then after a while, it's like, come on, I want 700 knots. Bellins did it once, and I'm like, I want 700 knots, and I couldn't get it. So,
What's your distance to end of flight?
Who are you talking to?
Either of you two. Not too far off.
394 nautical miles.
that's less than an hour.
Hold on, let me get my map out. I can tell you.
Well, you're doing 300 knots over the ground, so if you only got 300 miles to go, that's an hour.
390, and he's doing 300.
Hour.
So it's an hour.
Well, plus you got a
20.
drive over there somewhere. So.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I'm a little bit ahead of you, Nick.
Yeah, I saw that.
Undocked
A
then.
little
Back
bit
over
left.
here. So the
left
big
crease.
white plane is me, and I'm assuming the plane on the track is Dig, and the one further back is Draco.
Is me. Yep.
Did you get your cylinder head temperatures under control?
Oh yeah, they're like 173.
Did you have the little children in the back of the blow on them? Bring more ice, children! No, or you don't eat.
You could have them talking about other stuff there, Draco, or you could have them talking about this. Which one do you want?
Oh, you've all made fun of me in this plane for so long, I don't even listen. I've become immune to it.
You are welcome to come on when I fly and make fun of me. It's okay.
Hey, I gave you shit the last time you flew.
Yeah, you did. It doesn't bother. Whatever. I mean, I got up to smoke a damn cigarette during the climb. So, yep, plane's doing just fine. I'm gonna go have a cigarette now. So,
This is my representation of what he's flying. This is
Yeah.
the Strato or tanker. Draco's actually flying the Stradivarius.
a Stradivarius. It's flying up.
No, it's a Stratocaster.
Stratocaster, that's it.
Yeah, I'm about 27 miles behind Zig.
See, that's not. Why is it wearing a belt? Or is that a thong? It's a good-looking model. You said this was. Is this freeware? You guys said.
That's freeware.
Is this the freeware one? That's a
Yeah.
good model for freeware.
That's what I can fly. It's the freeware one. Join FS. That's the closest thing I can have to his without going and buying his. And then the Dash 8 that Dig is flying. For some reason, it's off and it's showing the DC6. So.
Oh, are you in the Crash 8 now, Zig?
Yeah.
Oh, but it shows a DC6 because you don't have a model.
I don't.
Really?
I have one. It's the generic one, but it didn't sync up correctly. I changed it to that because we were flying something else the other day, and I wanted it to look closer to representation. But
Do they have model matching on that FS whatever it is?
yeah,
Or
they
is it-
do.
It kind of sucks sometimes. So.
Yeah. If it's not the exact plane that you have, then it
Right.
puts in, and then you go,
Well-
okay, 2-prop engine. I want it to be, yeah.
And then it doesn't care what 2-prop engine you're flying. If you put in, say, 2-prop engine Dash 8 and you're actually flying, a C-47, if you don't have that C47, it'll show you a -8.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it's the same thing with VATSIM though. Like I wouldn't say. I use a certain set of models anyway, because they're the most complete ones, and even occasionally it turns everything into Embraers. Like you'll be sitting at a airport somewhere, right? On a stand getting ready, and all of a sudden somebody will call in and be like, blah 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 blah, and you'll turn around to see where they are, and you'll swear they said, when they ask aircraft type, you'll swear they said, I don't know, say A318 or whatever. You look over and be like, that's an Embraer, and that's an Embraer, and so is that, and so is that. God, good job, model matching. Thank you. So, makes a zero difference,
Now, BP, since you do VATSIM and you have Active Sky 16, did you have to turn down your wake turbulence because for some reason VATSIM treats every plane like it's a 747, no matter, even if it's a Cessna taking off?
Yeah, that's a known thing with VATSIM. I don't know that I've noticed a real issue with it. You know what I mean? Because I'm usually in the big plane, so I don't really notice it so much. But I've seen it. I've seen guys take off and all of a sudden just go bounce off the runway because of it. And it's not subtle, and it's not particularly realistic.
Well, that depends. If it's Draco or Zig landing, it might actually be them bouncing off the runway.
Yeah, that is possible.
Wake turbulence in these things. Although that -8 will definitely kick up some turbulence. That's a turbo prop. I mean, those things are spinning. You ever see a real -8 take off? See?
No.
You watch them. Like, go to I can't think of the guy's website, but just search like plane spotting, right? And I watch this guy from he does Manchester a lot, Manchester, England, because a lot of -8s fly out of there, and they're spinning so fast that they look like they're not spinning at all. It's really cool. I mean, it may not be cool when you're sitting in the plane watching, but when you're on the ground, it's really neat. I really enjoy that plane.
I watched a video of a -8 in the cockpit.
Yeah.
With them flying.
Imagine being a first-time flyer in a -8. You look out the window and you don't even see a prop. You just hear the engine spinning.
What'd be even more terrifying to me about how small those are is having to go to the bathroom. The bathroom is the door is the size of my monitor. It's like, how do you even get in there?
I'll be right back.
We're gonna go to the
bathroom. Yeah.
Children, get up here and hold this stick while I go to them.
Aviation had mentioned that he's going to bed.
Yeah. Good night.
Smoking's bad for you, BP.
Listen. I say it every day. Don't smoke, kids. Very bad.
Yeah.
But I'm 50 years old. If I want to smoke, I will.
You're allowed to. And if you ever decide to give it up and quit, I'm sure you'll just go, I'm done, and set it down and walk away from it and never pick it up again.
Yes. And as soon as I have my first heart attack, that's probably what I'll do. Now see how they talk about smoking, I need to smoke.
You know what I could do? I could go see what your plane looks like before the first street. Why is it growing? Right for the nights.
EKK. I don't want to be at 16. Why can I not remember how to do this?
ECG, I did hear that. That's one of the things, and to be honest, if you had a planet getting that close to us right now, we'd already be having worse than just storms right now. Gravity is a real thing.
PCG, come over to your stream because mine's buffering so damn bad tonight.
No, I went to your stream. I went to your stream.
Oh, that was like a week ago.
YouTube has been awful the last couple days.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's YouTube. It ain't you. It's YouTube. I couldn't even connect to YouTube the other day. For 25 minutes, nothing was live on YouTube. Nothing. Nobody.
I mean, I I don't have the best internet, but there for a while, if I was like restart my router before we stream, you know, I would be green the whole time, and then all of a sudden, now it's been crap the last 4 or 5 streams.
Yeah, it's YouTube, I think, because
I think
like,
YouTube's screwing with their stuff again.
Even me, like I just uploaded, it's just finished now. 19-minute video took fucking 25 minutes. Should have took 19 minutes.
Why
You know what I mean?
do I have video output, low output? YouTube, don't mess with Zig, not mine. Dang.
I mean, YouTube's getting to the point where they're having issues where people are abandoning YouTube and going over to Twitch.
Yeah, I'm seriously thinking about having a rethink about how much. The thing is, I've been on YouTube for so long. I don't know. I may not stream on YouTube anymore. The restreaming thing is cool and it's nice, and I know people like to be able to watch on either one. And I'll keep doing it as long as YouTube, you know, keeps working. But if this keeps happening, I may just as weird as Twitch can be, it always works. So, is that ice on your windshield?
Well,
no, it's condensation. And I'm looking at the radar on the other screen. I'll actually pull it over and show everyone why I'm deciding to go up so I can get above it, because I can.
Well, the thing is, I won't mention the streamer by name, but we've all seen, we all heard what happened with a certain very popular streamer, and YouTube did absolutely nothing to him. Yet, you let one little bit of music get into a video, and they jump down your throat.
Yep. That's the sole reason I'm part of an MCN, is because my music is copyright free, will always be, and if it isn't, that's on them, and they have to deal with it, not me. So
BP, Mike said it could be Hurricane Jose that's causing problems. He said a couple people that he knows that live on Long Island had connectivity problems today.
Yeah, the server that I connect to is in New York, so it could very well be. It could very well. You guys too, even though Ziggs and Festus. I'm gonna be able to say that without laughing someday, but
I know.
Today.
I felt that one coming as soon as you started. Even though Zig, I'm like, oh, here it comes.
He's still connected to New York too. So, speaking of New York, fellas, YouTubers, do you know that there's a YouTube space in New York in Times Square that anybody who makes YouTube videos can use? You go in there, and they have a studio. Well, they have many studios, and you can sit down there and make like a video in the YouTube studio. It's pretty cool.
It would be worth just going to find out, huh?
I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah.
Well,
I really
if you have plans to do that, and it's not like this week. Excuse me. We got that sneeze, I think, before it sneezed.
Sort of.
Right.
Kind
sort
of.
of. Yeah.
Before it got halfway.
Yeah. Well, before it got bad, which again, you do that, let me know, because I might be interested. That'd be a good meet up before we have to put up with each other for a few hours on a plane.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Probably won't be till
right away. Yeah.
Next year sometime, but
well,
it's
Mike,
3 hours
it was,
to me to New York. So
Mike, it was the Yankees and Twins. Nobody really cared that much that they got delayed.
Nobody in New England cared anyway. Oh, the Yankees didn't get to play. Wow, that sucks.
Yeah, after the Yankees found out they can't buy championships anymore, they quit being relevant.
And because I know nothing about baseball, I can't get involved in that conversation whatsoever. Derek Jeter was a Yankee. That's all I know. That's really all I know about baseball. And we won a World Series a couple of times finally after 100 years, so we're not special either. So you guys are now starting to edge towards the ever fun OOMs. Have you guys had any? Have you had an OOM yet?
What?
Out of memory error?
Oh.
No.
You will. You will. Keep throwing all these add-ons at it. I had one the other day flying into Schiphol. Amsterdam, Airsoft's, no, Fly Tampa's Schiphol, which is even more detailed. flying out of a massively detailed Heathrow. Yep, got all the way up through the flight and everything, right? Immersion's working, active sky is working, my clouds are working, everything's beautiful, right? Flight was going very well. I go to turn to final, and boop, your computer has run out of available memory. Oh, yes, of course it has. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh,
and I'll never understand why Microsoft of the game that would only use 2 gigabytes of memory and then stop.
Because it was developed back when people wore sandals and followed a man named Jesus. That's why. No, it's fucking it's Flight Simulator BC, man. Come on. So that's why. How many? Who had a 64-bit system in 2006? You know, nobody. So
who even knew what that was?
Right, 64-bit. Oh my God. You know, if you want a 64-bit system, drop the $1,000 on P3D version 4. You'll never get another ROM again. So that's the only way you're going to do it. Either that, or you turn off your add-ons. Like if you're flying, I don't know, if you've got a bunch of heavy airports in, right, and you're not flying to any of them, disable them in your scenery library. It kind of helps.
It kind of helps.
See, I don't know. I don't think I'll ever go to P3D. The only reason why is because I don't want to have to buy the 377 again. You know,
that's what's killing me about. I want to go to it because I'm going to have to. If I want to keep flying, I'm going to have to. Man, the damn outlay of add-ons is just ridiculous.
Well, not only that, but you know, also Active Sky, and also Air Hauler.
Active Sky will actually give you a discount to go to P3D. Aerosoft will give you well, you don't have Aerosoft plates, but if you did, Aerosoft will give you a discount. ORBX, I think it is too.
I think you can download whichever version you have.
I think once you own ORBX, I think once you own Global, you can download the P3D version as well. I believe. You'd have to check.
I think before I got it, I kind of read a few posts about that, and from what I understand, that might be the case.
You download both of them.
But here's the huge downside to P3D that you never hear. It runs almost completely off of your CPU. It does hardly utilizes your GPU.
Flight Sim, that's Flight Sim. That's the way it works. You know what I mean? That's just Flight Sim in general. Look at your CPU usage versus your GPU usage. Like you guys should get a VAS monitor, the little overlay that sits down the bottom of your screen to tell you how much memory you're using. Guaranteed you're using all of it. Like what is it? 3 gigs, right? Is that the maximum? You're using all of it, probably. Oh, that's just how it is. It's just that's unfortunately the way it is. The only way it gets better is if you
of RAM.
Yeah,
I
am using 6.2 gigs of memory,
right,
and my CPU is at 60%.
Right. But you're using 6 point something gigs altogether, not just the Flight Sim.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's a good thing I got 12 gigs of memory then.
Like, you know, people ask me all the time, well, you only have 8 gigs of memory, right? Flight Sim isn't going to use it all, so why do I need more? I need more for other games, not for Flight Sim.
Yeah.
I just don't have the about $6,000 it would cost me to switch over to P3D Professional so I could actually make videos of it, first of all. Second of all, to buy all the add-ons. I'm not doing it. I'll go to Exploit first.
But you guys get buffered around and thrown around as much as I am?
Not yet, but I haven't gotten into the storm yet.
I'm skirting right along the edge of it.
That's what I thought.
I was seeing some nice lightning.
Yeah, I'm seeing some lightning, but
I'm in it.
Whoa! You are yawning all over the place. You may want to get out of that.
I'm trying to climb. I'm trying to climb over it right now.
Climbing over it may not have been the best option considering the turbulence here. Ooh. That's gonna be a fun flight in the back.
I put seatbelts on.
They're used to it in MoonDog's planes. The oxygen bags have probably dropped already. The oxygen masks.
Breathe normally.
Are you kidding? They've fallen in his plane so many times they don't even bother putting them back anymore.
They just leave them hanging.
People just walk through them like they're walking through beaded curtains.
Okay. I'm back there looking at it. Does anyone see No, they're up.
He's back there.
Look at it, I'm modeled.
They are modeled.
They're modeled.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I could drop
we've
them.
seen them. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen them. Yeah.
You know that.
If I do that, and then go back there,
That's funny.
there they are. Gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
Wow, you'd be dead by the time they actually fell from this.
Well, no, you gotta look for. I went forward, pulled the knob, went back, and see, they're hanging.
You actually have to pull a knob.
Well, that I mean, I could drop them, but
He can drop his sack if he needs to.
That is a massively useless detail, but it's cool. That's funny. Because that's what I'd be thinking about while my plane was, yawn 90 degrees left and right. I'd be thinking about pulling the oxygen masks. That's cool.
Well, they do deploy automatically, do they not?
they're supposed to.
I think at a certain,
if I remember
rated
right,
time.
early on in our flying adventures, there were some times that they deployed
which I
without
think
you
it
deploying them.
It came with the flying the altitude and not setting the pressure, cabin pressure, I do believe. No.
No.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool lightning,
Yeah,
and that's just off to my right.
yeah, it was nice. I can't remember how to set up my VNav in this plane. We really need to fly these planes more often. I haven't flown this thing in forever, and I haven't flown it enough that I can remember how to do everything.
VNav in the Dash 8, isn't it? You have to set it to the waypoint you want to be at the altitude.
Yeah, but I can't remember the right buttons to push to make that happen. I have like notes, but they weren't that specific. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? I made notes, but I didn't like every.
I don't know. That's why I'm climbing still, so I figured I'd just put it on outside view. Look, it's clear now.
I remember it. It's been so long since I've flown
Yeah.
that thing.
I
should
think-
try that, actually.
I think Zig's gonna get into some nasty stuff right on the very edge of it. Looks like.
I've already skirted past it. I'm flying right alongside of it. I've had some really nice lightning. I just, Draco sort of talked us into the active sky when we were doing, hey, Brazil Commander, welcome to the stream.
I
when
didn't
we
exactly
were-
talk you into it.
No, but you made it suck for the rest of us when we were hurricane hunting, and you could actually find a hurricane, and we couldn't. You could actually find rain. I was flying through the hurricane with clear blue skies.
Sure.
Draco's got rain and hail and clouds. I'm like, okay, that's
Wind
it.
shear.
Me and MoonDog, the next couple days, we're like, all right, we're getting it. And it's
Well,
awesome.
Time to buy it. I mean, it was on sale. So
It was on sale, and it's amazing.
I was lucky. I got the discount from having Active Sky Next. So when the 16 came out, I only paid $22 for it, I think. So.
Well, the other thing that was really helpful too is that since we had gotten Air Hauler and they had gotten a couple other things from
Just Flight.
Just Flight, they give you points that will take money off of your next purchase. So I think my points took like an extra $2.80 off.
Do you know how many points I have from between FlightSim.com and I never use them.
Oh.
What? You never use them?
I never use
If you're
them. I
talking
never
about these
remembered
switches
using
here, these are the cow flaps, Mike. Basically, they help keep the engine cool, and when the cylinder head temperatures are okay, I can actually close them a little bit.
them. Maybe I should use them on P3D.
They are actually
Can
right
you get
here.
that at
on
Just Flight?
No.
I didn't think so. I
No, you
didn't
gotta buy
remember seeing that.
Lock key barn. You gotta buy it directly from them. Because it's not an entertainment product, so they don't distribute it. It kind of sucks, but. I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to. This is gonna die. FSX
Yeah.
is gonna die. It's gonna. It just will, and then that'll be the end of it. And then it'll just be, well, okay, now you don't have any choice. If you want to keep flying, well, it's either X-Plane and learn how to fly a Cessna, because it's really the only add-on for X-Plane, which is of course unfair of me to say, but
Or with any luck, FS World becomes badass.
Oh, Dovetail. No, not interested. It's just stupid. I'm stuck with Dovetail now, so I'm good.
I mean, they just did another update today.
Yeah, I saw it. I mean, it looks good. It looks very good. Is anybody besides Alabeo going to do add-ons for it? Was it Alabeo or Coronado? One of those two did the only one's going to add on.
Not yet. I think that a lot of the third parties are holding off until they're done constantly, doing all the updates and everything.
I think they're done until P3D version 5 comes out. And everybody has to drop another $400 on it.
Well, I mean, I can completely see why, there's not a whole lot of add-ons right now because, with it being early access.
Sure.
Nobody wants to create a plane for an early access game and then turn around and have to constantly update it every time if they do something fundamental.
Well, plus I think there's something to be said for everybody going, Jesus, Dovetail actually going to do this one, or are they just going to drop it like they dropped Flight School? You know what I mean? Are they just going to say, nah, we're done. We don't like this one, so we're going to, try again. We're going to create another game where we give you one plane in one airport and make you buy everything else.
I don't know. My gut's telling me that they're pretty dedicated to it.
I'm sorry. Am I being unfair to Dovetail?
It sounds like it slightly, but, with you, it's hard to tell.
Not really. Dovetail to me is the cattle and crops and the flight sim, so just saying.
Yeah. But with that being said, at least there's a
game
game to be played with Dovetail.
There is actually a game. It exists, sort of.
Well,
no, I mean, it's fully playable.
There's a myth and some rainbow unicorns floating around that cattle and crops is an actual game, too. Well, nobody's ever seen it, but I hear Bear Grylls and what's-his-face is out looking for it. Oh, who's the other? Who's the American survivalist that's looking?
Less.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's out looking for cattle and crops, I hear. So.
No, he started looking for Bigfoot. And I just quit watching him.
Well, from what I understand, Bigfoot is actually a big supporter of cattle and crops.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard he put in a lot of money in the Kickstarter.
On the Kickstarter,
and you wonder why he's so mad and why he doesn't want to be seen. I wouldn't want to be asked the question all the time either. Hey, any chance you know anything about cattle and crops? No. That's why you hear the howling in the woods. I don't blame him. I'd be annoyed too. See, I don't need to stream. I can be funny on other people's shows.
You're welcome to stop by and attempt to be funny whenever you want.
Wow, attempt to be funny. Okay.
I'll be banned from BP's page before I even get done with the stream.
Yeah.
Nobody hangs out over there anyway. Who cares?
Well, I actually popped in today, and I was like, and I saw that there's a new kind of like welcoming page thing, and I was like,
yeah.
I wonder if he remembered to give me access to the general and everything. So I checked real quick.
Well, of course you did. Of course you do. You're in the group. You're in the Monkey Show group. So the only reason that welcome page exists is we had an influx of idiots. So that's
besides us, right?
Well, besides the general level of idiocy that I'm comfortable with. I mean, it's my channel, so ultimately it's going to be dumb. But there was just some truly dumb shit going on, and I wasn't having it. So I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be hanging out tomorrow. Hopefully somebody else will be there to hang out.
We're gonna get knocked around here a little bit.
I'll be there after I get done coming back from Cleveland, so I'll be there about this time. I got to put in some longer hours. Although tomorrow's Wednesday, I don't know if I'm going to do a short day or a long day. I guess it depends if I want to really make sure these freaking fleas are out of my house with flea bomb. I haven't had any issues with them all week, but if you don't do it that last time,
yeah, it's always out. Yeah, if you have one flea in your house, you know what I mean, you'll have 10,000 of them.
Yeah.
MoonDog, you got the pedal down or something?
I just, from what
I haven't looked at the map here in a minute.
Because he is way out in front of us.
Well,
I took off and I've backed off, but
I just tried to zoom in. On the ND, I'm like, I can't see how fast he's going.
Do that.
I'm about six.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
Zig.
riding behind me there.
Yeah, I think my plane just got struck by lightning. I don't know if that's a thing, but I just saw like lightning hit my plane.
No, well, I mean, you can be struck by lightning.
Well, I'm in real life, but I don't know if it's a thing in the game.
No. You have no like damage on or all that, right? So you can't be damaged by weather. As far as I know, I mean, I've never had it happen. Of course, I don't turn any of that crap on because I fly in VATSIM, where occasionally people will spawn in on landing runways and things like that.
Well, we have everything turned on except for aircraft collision.
Yeah.
You guys
Same thing same thing because in join, when you pop in, if you pick the same gate or something.
Right.
Or you do like where we were just at, where there's active runway
Yeah.
18 or active runway 36.
Yeah.
Which is right.
There's
So
no
it's
gate
one
or
runway.
parking. Yeah.
Or like last night when I'm trying to figure out how to work the plane and I go blasting right through MoonDog.
Yeah, we're on a water lake. Nothing to hit, except for me.
Except for MoonDog's beaver.
Right through it, yeah.
Although I did make up for it by by Tony Hawking that plane.
So you punched MoonDog right in a beaver, did you?
He did.
Can we rephrase that slightly somehow?
What are you coming up to the coast of Thailand now there, MoonDog? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I recognize it. I've flown over it enough.
I'll be right back. I need a refill.
Big ass Delta.
Throw the radar back in there. Might be able to drop back down over.
Yeah, it looks like you're coming out of the storm.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, being 30, 40 miles further south than what you guys were going through that was not fun.
Not exactly having a bunch of laughs back here right now.
What altitude are you at, MoonDog?
I went to 31.5.
I thought the service ceiling of this was like 24.
No, this is 34.
Yeah, I have heavy turbulence and heavy rain back here.
Are going to down now. I keep.
$2987.
At some point, I would very much like everybody who it would be us, obviously, to do some sort of group flight on VATSIM. Like, all fly out of the same airport and all fly to the same airport on VATSIM, which means we're going to be flying in Europe.
I don't know if I'm ready for that sim.
That scares me.
Listen, well, I get it. I get it. I do get it. Because obviously I don't remember my first VATSIM flight. I'm sure it was very bad. But you got to think about it this way. This is the way I think about it. People, for some reason, people take flight sim like way serious, right? And I get it. You want to take it. It's a serious thing. But VATSIM, doing something on VATSIM is a lot like driving a truck in ETS multiplayer, right?
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah.
Don't be a dick, right? Follow the rules and have fun. It's just the confidence to say, when you get a call, and it's just repeating back what the controller will tell you. You know what I mean? It's all it is. 90% of VATSIM, the only difficult part of VATSIM is the beginning, when you file your flight and you call for clearance, and you'll get a string of stuff you have to remember to read back, but you write it down, you put it in your scratch pad or whatever, And then the end bit, where you're landing, where you get your landing clearance, is what your approach, I should say, not your landing clearance, because that's simple. You get your approach, and you read that back, and then you just follow directions. If you're flying along and somebody comes on and says descend to X flight level, you twiddle your knob to descend to that flight level, and then you read back the instruction. It's really nothing to it. And without fail, every VATSIM controller I've ever dealt with has been awesome. They get it. They understand that at the end of the day, no matter what we want to call it, it's a game.
I was listening
They'll
to
laugh
someone
with you if you screw up. Oh.
I was listening to someone today on his videos, and he was doing VAT sim, and he was using playing running. I don't have a problem with doing that because I'm starting to understand it. I'm trying to follow the ATS game and just to get a handle on it. But I couldn't understand 3/4 of what they were saying, and it wasn't like they were Indian, you know, an Indian dialect or, you know, a heavy Scottish accent. If Stu was doing it, fuck, I'm screwed, okay?
Yeah, no kidding.
We're going to go fly at Edinburgh then, because I'll introduce you to the Edinburgh controller who is, you think Stu's accent is bad.
Okay, granted, but that's what I'm saying. These were like English-speaking kids. I'm like,
yeah.
Please take the sock out of your mouth so I can understand you. That's really
that's
what I want to do.
That's VATSIM's VHF simulator. Everybody uses it. I don't, but everybody, almost. In fact, I've never had a controller that didn't use it. So the sound quality of VATSIM is horrible because it's simulating what real pilots would hear. That's what you would hear.
If real pilots hear that, how the hell do they get anywhere?
Well, you sort of get used to it after a while. You pick out the bits that matter. You know what I mean? And if you don't understand something, you know, say again. That's all. Say again, please. You know, call sign, you know, whatever, station, right? Whoever you're calling, say again, please. Call sign, and then they'll say it again. Thank you. And go about your day. That's it. I've done it a million times. You get the, especially in America. I've flown in America in a long time, but for some reason, the VATSIM controllers in America all want to be that guy Steve from New York, from JFK, and they all want to talk at 200 miles an hour. So I've been in a plane when I'm flying into JFK, you know, for 7 or 8 hours, and I'm a little loopy. And I'll be like, okay, let's try that again, slower. I've been over the Atlantic Ocean for 7 hours. You're the first human being I've talked to in 5 hours. So,
hell, we've done that when we've been setting up the flights. Where were you going earlier, Draco? I mean, we said we were going to BTBD, and somehow it was like VNNK or something.
I put in VVBT, and it was like 3 hours away.
Aren't you going to VYKP?
Yeah.
Or you're going to Bangkok?
No, we left. Yeah, VTBD. Yeah. And it's like, no, come on. And then aviation pilot or studios, whatever he is, different channel. Aviation, he does this a lot, and he gets on me. You'll get on me. I'm like, the other day when we were flying somewhere, it was pony, swan, donkey, and they're like, what? I'm like, it's the correct letters, okay? It's not the correct names, but you know, at least you can figure it out.
But see, you don't have to worry about that. When you call an airport, right? When you call a controller, whether it's tower or ground or delivery or whoever's on, you call it by the name of the airport. You don't have to give them this phonetic bullshit. You give, like, if I'm flying out of Bangkok, which I really want to do, so I can say the word very slowly, you would say, you know, you push your talk button, and you'd say in a clear voice, Bangkok Tower, this is, and hopefully you get a chuckle on the other end because you think you're funny. Give me your call sign, tell them what kind of plane you are, ask for your clearance. You don't have to worry about that. The only time you have to repeat back phonetic crap is if they give you a waypoint and it's a, you know, if they say fly to, if it's a pronounceable one, they'll pronounce it. If it's not, they'll give you the letters, and then you repeat it back, you know, Alpha, Kilo, India, X-ray, whatever, right? And then done. It's really, you just got to do it. You got to make, you know what you do? One of these days we'll have to do it. I'll walk you through how to download vPilot, how to get your models matched, how to connect and everything. You got to sign up for that. So it's very simple. And then we'll just all spawn into an airport somewhere and sit there and listen. That's what I did. I did it for like 3 days. I just sat in an airport and listened. You know what I mean? Never called in for clearance, never just PM the controller to tell them I'm just sitting here listening. And they're like, fantastic. Oh, that's great. Enjoy your stay, you know? Because these guys, they want to have fun doing it too. So what's it, Squawk Mode Charlie guy out of Dublin, or Shannon, or Cork, or wherever he, you know, controls out of, depending on what day it is. Yeah. He is fantastic. He is great. I love getting to talk to him. Like when he's on Oceanic and I'm doing the Atlantic routes and I get to talk to him, he's fantastic. We'll PM all the way across the Atlantic, man. Oh, he's great. See, how do you have an airport diagram on this thing?
Because this thing has it. It's the...
Get the... Really?
Yeah, it's the G1000. It has that in there.
You bought the G1000?
It came with this plane.
Right over?
It didn't come with mine.
Well, I'm sorry. I bought the Flight 1.
Yeah, this
King
is
Air,
the one I have.
The King Air B.
Maybe it does, and I just didn't pay any attention, to be honest. I wouldn't know a G1000 from a...
Did you just fly over the top of me, Draco?
Yep.
From a G unit. I wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah. But yeah, this came with the King Air B.
I see how you are, Draco.
There, and that's one of the... Once I started figuring it out, I was really enjoying it, but at the same point, I was having it crashing all the time, and it was either a memory issue that I've corrected, or it was installed just slightly off, and I now know to, when I fly this one, which this flight, it's still a little sketchy. I need to load this up in safe mode and load it up as the only plane so that the high end part of this is smart enough and has the room to do it.
You should only ever have one high-end plane loaded at a time anyway.
Yeah, and this is the only one that is this high-end that I know,
like,
that I have.
You can't you don't ever want to, if you change planes for any reason, go all the way out, quit the sim, come back in, you know what I mean? These planes don't like to be loaded on top of each other.
Yeah, this
I have a G1000 in it.
I think that was my issue because I was, me and MoonDog, we were gonna fly somewhere, and I was gonna fly the plane I'm flying now, but then we decided to fly the 577 or 757, so I just switched from this to the 757, and I could not see. I could see it from the inside, but my plane was invisible on the outside.
Yeah, it probably didn't load right. Yeah, because those planes, anything with any sort of depth or anything to it like that, doesn't, even the stock stuff doesn't make it loaded on top of each other. Like, it stinks. You can't do a realistic leg. Like, I can't, if you don't ever get out of the plane, you can. Like, if I want to sit somewhere for 2 hours and wait for the turnaround, then I can do that. But if I want to simulate the turnaround by going out and coming back, well, you can't. You're gonna quit all the way out, all the way back in, load the panel state, get the plane back the way it was. Hope you remember what stand you landed on, and all that.
Yeah,
Shut up. Shut up.
I was actually looking at how to do it.
Just do it yourself, because I'm never going to finish it. Let's be honest, okay? Let's just be honest. Believe me, what you make will be better than that. Half of what I make.
No.
So, because I'll probably never. No,
I'm waiting for you to, because I pulled it into the paint thing that I have, that paint.net.
Yeah.
You could pull it up, but it's so compact and all that. I'm like trying to figure out how to get it just right, and I'm like, I keep screwing it up. I'm like,
well, it's only one layer that you paint on this. That much I know, because I've obviously had to go with it. It's only one layer, so you only need that one layer showing.
Yeah.
And the way this works is it's a DDS, so it's mapped to the mesh. So as long as you get it on that one layer, it doesn't matter where else it is, because it's only ever going to show. It's like painting a farm sim track, basically. It's only ever going to show up on that one part.
Okay, which is good, but I've never done that either. So.
Have you ever painted a Euro chart?
No.
Anything in Euro chart? Okay. Well, all right. I'm out of examples now.
So you see where I'm saying it's a little more difficult for me to do because I haven't done any of it. But I am looking at I'm looking at the tail here. Tail here. That's where I would like to have my MoonDog image, and then the rest of it can be sort of black.
The only thing with this, the only thing with that tail is where that rudder is, because that rudder is obviously a separate object. That gap doesn't look big there, but when you look at it in the layer, it's pretty big. And I had to go. That was the first part I started, and I was having a hard time getting the logo to sort of line up.
And and as you explain it that way, I'm looking at this going, well, why wouldn't it fit? Because I was trying to fit, and I'm trying to point to my screen and have you see it. That's real good.
Well, you know what it is? Because the inside of that rudder is round, obviously, right? It's a 3D object. So what happens is that the image actually goes inside.
Right.
You know what I mean? It goes around the corner where you can't see it. So, and if you scale it down too much, it doesn't look right. I'll get it. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out, I was thinking alternatives.
What I don't want to lose is, like, luckily all the safety stuff, like the Beechcraft and all the don't steps and all that, all the little tiny graphical details are all their own layer. So no matter what I do to the actual plane, that stuff will still be there, which is cool. That's good. It'll still, it'll still say Beechcraft on it. It'll still have the step and all that stuff.
I'm thinking the next plane I get is going to be the PMDG DC-6.
Oh, you're really going to buy that, though. Okay, yes, because I'd very much like to see some of that. Yeah, see, all that stuff is all a separate layer.
Didn't Frugal do that one?
Yeah, Frugal did it. I don't like. Well, no, let me not say that. I like Frugal. He's very, very good.
Why? What's wrong with the DC-6 from PMDG?
Massively. That is such a massively complex aircraft, especially with PMDG, where every single thing is modeled. You know what I mean? That plane models oil pressure and oil temperature and just hydraulic fluid and leaks and hoses stretching and compressing, and like every PMDG aircraft is so massively complex. It took me a month to be comfortable with the 777 before I ever took it out of European airspace. So, and that's simple compared to this thing. This thing's got so many knobs and dials and cranks. You're going to need new little children for that.
Well, I mean, this plane, it simulates oil pressure, oil temperature, fuel pressure. You can have a cylinder go out on you. You can have your hydraulics go out on you.
I was saying, have you seen the inside of that plane? Have you seen the
no, I haven't.
Of that plane? I couldn't make heads or tails of it. Like I'm looking at it. I'm watching Frugal's video. I'm going, I think that's the altimeter, but I'm not sure.
But I can't imagine it's too much more. The layout's much different than the 377.
Probably not. If you're comfortable with it, then you'd probably be all right. But then you like that kind of stuff, so that's a big outlay of cash. You got to make sure you like it, or if you're gonna buy it, you're gonna like it. Is the way you look at it.
Yeah, right.
Like I didn't think I was gonna like the 737.
Hi, Chris. Welcome to the stream. Looking to get back into FSX. How many people still play it? Quite a few.
4 or 5 that I can count for sure.
Well, according to Bellins or Matt Davies, there are 6 people in the flight sim. So
there's 6.
No, there's quite a few.
Yeah,
I can count
there's
BP,
not so much.
Matt. There's BP, Matt, Dig, Draco, myself. That's 5 already.
Right. So there's probably
Aviation, who's flown with us, and Mike. So that's 7. We're up to 7. We're almost at 10 already.
All right, don't scare somebody off who's looking to get into flying. It's actually a really good starter to get into.
It's not. Don't lie, Draco. It's horrible. Don't play Farm Sim. I'm telling you. This from a guy with 12,000 hours.
I mean, so I'll tell you, if you're on a budget, FSX is definitely the way to go. If you're not on a budget, go with Prepare 3D.
I'm pretty sure if you're on a budget, Flight Sim is not the way to go in general.
Oh, Prepare 3D is even more expensive than than FSX.
Any of them.
You're looking at
you should play if you're on a budget.
Well, with Prepare 3D though, if you're going to get a plane, you're looking at an extra $10.
So the taper finished the basement today.
Good
or
for you.
finished sanding. He didn't finish the basement. He finished his part of doing all the sanding on the drywall. Another milestone.
And there goes
Sanding.
and there goes Zig off to my 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you think you can pass me? I'll show you.
I'm
For you guys to
flying
catch up.
I'm flying within the specs of this plane.
I'm well within the specs of my plane.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Can I give this guy one piece of advice? From a guy who's been doing this for a very, very long time. If you're going to get in a flight sim, buy FSX Steam Edition, like Draco said. It's the best cheap way to get in. Learn to fly. Learn how to fly first before you start spending a lot of money on expensive, shiny stuff.
Yeah. Learn how to fly, then take your time in your add-ons. Plane, whatever.
Right.
Do some research on what you want to do. I
Subscribe to
thoroughly
my
enjoyed this plane. But I took some time before I picked this one. And there's a couple others that we found that, you know, that the Manfred Yan on C-47. Wow, that one is really good for free.
That's an amazing plane for free.
It is.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
But to be 100% honest, you can't go wrong. I mean, if you're looking to get back into it and just starting off, FSX is the way to go. If you P3D has a lot of eye candy. It's a little bit more. Well, it's a lot more optimized than FSX. But if you're looking for third-party stuff, stay away from
FS World.
No, well, FS World right now, and also stay away from X-Plane, because X-Plane doesn't have a whole lot of third-party support.
Well, okay, yes. It depends on what you want to fly in X-Plane. X-Plane has the best 737 I've ever seen. That IEGX 737. Now, it's not an NG, it's not an 800, it's not a MAX. It's the 300. But, oh, it is so good. It makes such a good noise. It is so, so good. But again, you know, if you want to, and the cool thing about X-Plane, now see everything, all these different sim platforms have their own sort of pros and cons. Flight Sim, FSX, has the biggest add-on support because it's been around the longest. P3D is massively expensive, very well optimized, 64-bit now with version 4. You'll never get an out-of-memory error. Tons of add-on support for it because it's basically, you know, a shined-up version of FSX. X-Plane, on the other hand, has amazing, amazing night lighting straight out of the box. 95% of the scenery, airports, and things for X-Plane are free. You know what I mean? You can use Google Earth and Google Images to make scenery and stuff like that you can't do with anything else. So they all have their, you know, they all have their pros and cons. You just got to. Flight Sim is like racing.
He says, just looking to have fun like the good old days. If you're looking for that, then FSX Steam Edition's the way to go.
The way to go. Go fly your Cessna, you know, do barrel rolls and shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's it. You know, don't drop $1,000 on P3D for that, because that's just free. If that's what you're into, it's a waste of money.
But the one thing, if you're going to get FSX Steam Edition, I will recommend that you get to go with it, and this will make BB's head explode, is get Rex 4.
There's freeware shit out there than Rex. Did you saw my clouds the other day, right? Right, Draco? You saw them?
Yeah, and I'll admit they look really good.
10 years, they're free. You know what I mean? Now, yes, I use ORBX and all the, you know, all the alphabet letters. I use all that shit, right? You don't need it. You don't need it. You know, you don't. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You know, it doesn't make you fly better. It just gives you something to look at when you're flying.
It gives you something to look at while you're monitoring.
I will say, if you're going to do a lot of VFR stuff, then probably getting the VFR stuff from ORBX is worth it, because you're going to be low enough to be able to take advantage of seeing, you know, a house and a building and people walking around and stuff. You know what I mean? It's worth it in the long run once you're comfortable flying and everything. You can look out the window. But if you're flying at 30,000 feet, you're going to see this. It's, you know what I mean? This is ORBX Global. Can you tell from up here? No, who cares? You know what I mean? So And if you're like me and you do 90% of your flights in the middle of the night, you could be flying in a pillowcase. It doesn't matter. So
yeah, I mean, here I am. I'm 21, just a little over 21,000 feet in the air, and I can't see a tree. I can't.
Right. Exactly.
I can't tell the difference between a tree and a rock from up here.
Are you guys using the FTX trees? Did you click that as one of your configuration options? Don't waste money on the HD trees, because the trees that come with FTX Global are only slightly less HD than the ones you pay the extra $19 for.
Well, I dropped $4 a while back and got the add-on trees from Steam, and honestly, I don't see a difference between the in-game ones and these.
Yeah, there's very little difference. Especially at height. You're not going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get sucked into the trap of, oh, I have to buy this, I have to buy this, I have to buy that. You don't. You don't have to buy anything. You know what I mean? You can fly with default scenery, default equipment forever and have a good time doing it. It just depends on how serious you get about it. I did it all wrong when I started flying. As soon as good add-on aircraft started to come out for FSX way back, I started to buy it. I started to fly for VA. I started to do airline stuff. I'm like, well, you know, then I need this and this and this and this and this. And next thing you know, $6,000 and 10 years later.
Well, see, me, I like the immersion. I like clicking the buttons and turning the dials and.
Sure. Well, it's not like I do occasionally have to twiddle a knob. You know.
Well, I'm saying even in the 757, I like being able to start the engines properly and and things like that. Where the in-game stuff, a lot of times it's Control E. There you go.
Right. That's the one thing. That's the only thing that I would say. If you want to, I tend to play, even though you'd have to watch my channel to see how I play simulation games, but I tend to do it one of two ways. I'm either very serious, where I want to learn something from the simulation, because it's something I'm never going to do in real life, so I want to learn as much as I can about it in the sim. Or I just could be arsed to care and just do whatever anyway. So you have that option with flight sim. You know what I mean? You can learn. I know how to speak to air traffic control. I know how to fly a plane. I know how to file a route. I know how to plan a route. I know ETOPS. I know all this stuff, right? That I would never learn in the real world, because I'll never be a pilot. It all depends on what you want to do. If you just want to barnstorm, fly around, then you can do that too. There's plenty of planes in FSX to do that with. So.
Well, if Chris is still here, he's probably thinking to himself, I just asked a simple question, and now these two won't shut the hell up.
Well, welcome to the Monkey Show. You want to talk about steering wheels for a little while?
Yeah, that's
or flight sticks.
Yeah.
And don't get us started on cattle and crops.
There is only one flight stick, and that's the Thrustmaster Warthog. Just saying, there's only one. The only way I go from this to something else is if I bought a yoke, and I'm not buying a yoke because I'd have to move my steering wheel, and I don't move my steering wheel for anything.
So just out of curiosity, the other day I was actually looking at the yokes and the panels and the throttle quadrant.
Yep.
I added it all up. By the time you were done buying all of that and the rudder pedals, you're looking at $900.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I spent $20 on a stick, and I can do and I'm using my steering wheel pedals. I'm doing everything they can do.
Well, yes, but there is a significant advantage to having the correct equipment for the plane you're flying. Like when I fly a Boeing, I think I'd be a better Boeing pilot if I had a yoke, because the plane is designed to accept the input that a yoke will give you that you can't get from a joystick, right? I mean, yes, left, right, back, forwards, right? Yeah. It's all the same. But with a yoke, it's weighted different. It feels different. I think I would be a better Boeing pilot with a yoke. Whereas when I fly the Airbus, well, it's a side stick, so yes, it's perfect for that. But I'm not gonna drop. The only thing I wouldn't mind getting, and this thing has a fantastic throttle, I wouldn't mind getting a flap lever. You know what I mean? So I could actually, go through the flaps correctly instead of just, pushing a button or scrolling my mouse wheel on the flap lever. But that's money that I don't want to spend.
I'm not so sure about the yoke, but I would sure like a throttle box, because on this one and actually the business jets, reversers. I can't throw this thing into reversers. I have to go down there and over here and pull this
F2.
all the way back. Yeah.
F2. You can't put any throttle in FSX, and no, you can't. Trust me, I spent a month trying to set mine up to go into reverse. They don't ever go past idle. They just don't.
Yeah.
Unless maybe you use VJoy. Maybe I tried VJoy and I had it work sometimes.
All right, so he said all he wants, he was just wanting to get back into the F-18 and have fun with that. Then FSX is the way to go.
Done. There's an F-18 and FSX Steam Edition. Done.
Joystick controls all of it because it's a joystick.
And you're looking at, I think you're looking at like what, $23, something like that.
Is it? Yeah, I don't even know how much it is. But that's
you can catch it on sale for $12, or I bought it for even less. I bought it for $7.50.
Steep. Wow.
Yeah.
You spent 4, 5, 6, 7 times as much on that plane right now than to fly it in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, I bought the box version of FSX about 1.5 million years ago for $35, I think, and I've spent $6,000 on stuff. So,
what did I tell you guys about FSX? Oh, I don't think I'd like that.
You're like David. You're like Farmer Daddy. He says the same thing. I'm telling you, the next time I have $23, I'm buying it.
Well,
I don't know. You guys are crazy for just flying there. I'd be bored. I wouldn't have anything to do. I'll just stick with the farming. Buys it, and the next day he's like, "Can we go flying? Can we go flying? Can we go flying?" Well, okay, we do that for 3 days. I go, "What do you want to do today? Can we go flying? Can we go flying?"
I was like, you know what? For $7.50, that's less than 2 packs of cigarettes that I used to smoke on a bad day.
Right. What's the worst it's going to suck?
I think I'll take a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like
it, later.
$7. Right. But be honest. If it was $7 and you didn't like it, well, it's $7. Who cares? How many games do you have in your Steam library you don't play? I have about 20.
Yep.
So whatever, right? I had FSX, and you know what I discovered? Like, if you look at my profile, I have 400 and something hours on FSX Steam Edition, and I'm like, how the hell is that?
How did
you know
you
why?
get already 400 hours
like
on that
300.
game?
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm at 470 myself.
Listen, I'll tell you why. Probably, I have flown almost all of my VA flights on FSX Steam Edition for the last probably 3 weeks, but that still only adds up to about 100 hours. The rest of them, Steam reads my standalone FSX EXE. So every time I fly in standalone FSX, which I've been obviously done, a bunch ever since I bought FSX SE, it clocks the hours.
So it's clocking the box version along with
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when the game first came out, I bought the box version, and for the longest time I was playing. I would play it, and it would be perfectly fine, and then I put it away for probably about a good 2 years. Anyway, loaded it up one day, went to play it, and played it one time, shut everything down, and then after that, every time I clicked on the icon to run it, it would say that that the file path can't be found, and I would do everything. So finally, I got sick and tired of it, and it was on sale for like $12, and I just bought it on Steam.
I don't remember what made me buy this on Steam. I think because I was afraid that my FSX standalone was going to get to the point where it wouldn't run anymore, I think was what I was thinking. It hasn't yet. It still runs. I mean, I could load it up right now. Right. It still works. But I think I paid like $7 for it on sale. I'm like, all right, whatever. At least it's on Steam, so if it screws up, I can just download it again. I think that's what I was thinking. But I was amazed when I found out that, because I'm like, because I looked at it, I said, how the hell do I have not even put a plane on this? How do I have 400 plus hours on it? Yeah, read your standalone, because it is just FSX. It doesn't differentiate. You know what I mean? It doesn't know where it's from. So, well, that's interesting.
Well, I mean, Dovetail, when they took over, they did do a couple of updates to it.
They did,
didn't they?
Yes, it's what is it now? 1.09. Yada 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 yada, whatever.
Yeah, something
Whereas
like
that. My standalone FSX is SP2, right? Well, I have the acceleration pack too, so it's acceleration and SP2. That's all. That's the last update for. I think it was the Yoke.
I mean, the one update I wish Dovetail would have done. I wish they would have gone in and somehow, and I don't know if they could have, but figured out some way to go in and allowed it to use as much memory as it wants.
Well, they could have, because Lockheed Martin, when they bought it, when they bought the code, right?
Yeah.
The FSX, because that's all P3D is, everybody, is FSX. That's all it is. They managed to make it work with 64-bit, so Dovetail certainly could have. You know what I mean? They just said, nah, screw up, we're not interested. People will buy it like this, we don't care. So, okay.
And people still are. I mean, it's not a huge. I mean, it's not going to be in like the top 100 or anything on Steam, but a lot of people still buy it. A lot of people still play it.
Sure.
It's not the game that's lagging, PCG. It's YouTube.
Yep.
And the whole reason why people.
Did Jenko just crash? Just disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna be raging.
Oh god. If there's 3 monkeys that you don't want to hear raging, or you really want to hear them rage, it's Draco, myself, and BP. You know, if you really want to hear a rant.
We thought it was going to be because he couldn't get off the runway.
You remember when you jumped in and watched us land up there in Canada in the dark on that short runway, and then he had to take off? This one was as bad, except for this was asphalt. And it was raining.
It's either OBS or it's YouTube.
Oh, there he is.
I just got.
Yeah, you just disappeared. We were going to call search and rescue.
Mayday.
But you just disappeared over the Bangkok Triangle. No, that's a whole different thing. Sorry. That has leather.
It just reconnected. This is the second time now that this has done it to me in 2 streams.
Well, that's all right. It was doing it to me how many times during a freaking farm sim? They kept just going. Yep. Okay. MoonDog's gone.
Maybe it's
MoonDog's
YouTube.
back. Yeah.
I am so sick. I'm getting damn close to heading over to Twitch, but Twitch has been screwing shit up too. So
MoonDog just stopped for 5 minutes. Like the Earth just stopped turning for 5 whole minutes. Almost floated out of my chair.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, turn your video quality down, and it'll be fine.
Quality down at all. I'm not touching.
So
video
for
quality.
those of you new to the monkey show,
Spit it out.
I have a tendency to go off MoonDog. I have a tendency to rant and rave about things when they go to hell.
Because like the internet, that always fixes everything. Being a massive bitch fixes everything on the internet, as I've discovered.
But luckily, I'm not the only one in the monkey show who rants and raves when things go to hell.
Oh no, Jacob, you gotta hang out with us when we race. You want to hear somebody rant and rave, but under their breath. Like, I expect MoonDog to get up and, like, I don't know, hang himself during a race. The way he sounds. He's just like, and I'm laughing my ass off the whole time. I can't even race because I'm laughing so hard. You know? Talk about a guy taking shit seriously. And poor Farmer Dad, who's, you know, spinning out backwards and everything else, laughing. We're all laughing. Roy's just, you know, 3 laps ahead of us. And MoonDog's like, what the hell is going on? The only time you'll ever hear me freak out is if somebody fucks with my phone. That's the only time you're going to hear me go off. And I will go off for an extended period of time. If I was flying with you guys, my plane suddenly crashed out, this guy would laugh. I'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, may want to watch this. You know what I mean?
Oh, you should hear MoonDog when we play 7 Days to Die and his game starts lagging.
It is annoying. I'm not saying, I get it.
Yeah.
I do understand. It is annoying.
It does, but I mean, he goes to a different level.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, on 7 Days to Die, let me explain. Yes, I do, because it shouldn't be that laggy. It's a freaking 16-bit type game at times, so it shouldn't be that bad on my system. I'd like to play it now. Once I have everything fine, I'll probably be a little bit better. I'll just get mad at the cactuses. In the racing, it's like this. I know when I'm racing by myself, I'm good, or I'm a lot better than what I am. And then I'm racing with you guys, and then it's like I do something silly, and then I'm fighting to get back, and I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm going, calm down, race smooth, you can get this, you can actually catch up with them. And no, I'm not doing any of it. So that I'm internal fighting with myself, and you guys are getting like part of it. So
It's just pressure, man. You're putting yourself under.
Yeah.
Who cares? It's us. It's you're not. You know what I mean? We're not paid at the end of the race. Who gives a shit? Like I like to beat Roy because I consider myself a serious sim racer, and I think I'm pretty good. But he's fast, and that's okay. Whatever. I don't care.
well, see, it's the same thing you just said there. You'd like to beat Roy.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep up with Roy and beat you once. You know.
You beat me many times. So don't worry about that.
But it's that's just how I feel.
What's the monkey show motto? Games, friends, fun, right?
Yeah, well,
Fun.
I'm having fun. Even when I get done, though, I've had fun. But in the competition portion of it,
Oh, you are. Yeah.
I hate to lose, and I hate when I screw
Is
up
that why you're
myself.
going to get to this runway before these two?
Well, no,
I'm
that
winning
was-
this, goddamn.
Well, hell, Zig was beating us yesterday, so I figured I'd get there first today.
Are you anywhere close? Because you've had this runway diagram up for like an hour.
Well, I
Are you
pulled
working
it.
on your-
I'm actually descending. I'm top of descent. I'm dropping down.
You're on the top of descent already?
Yeah.
Guys down to, I can't see his. Hold on, let me maximize the window.
How far out are
18.3.
you?
60.
Well, you're not that
0.5.
far ahead of me.
No, you guys caught up to me because I'm still slightly iced up on the wings.
I haven't looked in a while.
You're in Thailand, even at 6,000, the outside air temperature's got to be 30 degrees.
Oh crap! I moved it.
I
Outside
had
is
ice earlier.
23 Fahrenheit. It's only 23 Fahrenheit at altitude right now.
20. Okay, at 18,000 feet, it's 23 degrees. Think about that for a minute.
Yeah, I know.
That's warm.
That's warm. Yeah. Because when we were flying in Alaska last night, we wasn't even at 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was real weather.
Right.
Didn't even seem like it.
It's not Fahrenheit, it's Celsius.
No, that's Fahrenheit.
You haven't set this. Oh yeah, 23
Yeah.
Celsius. Very warm that far up.
Yeah.
Okay. I fly everything in Celsius and kilograms because that's what we all use. So I'm so used
Right.
to it.
Right. I don't understand it as well, so I went with something I understood.
If a plane that took pounds of fuel, I wouldn't know how to. Like, how many pounds of fuel am I supposed to put in this thing? I have no idea. So 26 Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
I mean, if I look out the passenger window and let you guys catch up to it, I mean, there's an awful lot of ice on that leading edge, really. Oh.
That's the one thing I wish this plane modeled that it doesn't. It doesn't model actual icing.
Oh, the Dash 8 loves to model icing.
Yeah,
At the
it'll model it on the
slightest-
props.
Yeah, at the
On the
slightest
props and on
provocation, it'll ice up the wings, the prop, the
Yep.
And what's great is that there's no heat for the first officer window, so that'll just ice up solid. You have to turn the vents on.
I haven't seen that yet happen.
But
Oh yeah, it's happened to me.
But I mean, I have to kind of excuse A2A. This was like their very first plane they made. So while they did a great job with it, they weren't looking at, all the things that, they can do now with, because I think they made this back in 2012, 2013.
It's always pretty good. Of course, your call sign. You guys understand you can't be that on that sim, right? You
Yeah,
have to have
no.
an actual call sign on that sim.
Right, but when you do it this way and you do go into join and you jump on the map, it'll state the whole tag there with the tail number, so it's easier to just spot that way. But yeah, of course.
So what do you mean, like an actual call sign?
Well, you would if you were say you were flying one of these, right? Say you were flying this plane. What MoonDog's flying?
This
you
one
use
is
the
actually-
number that's on the dashboard, whatever that. No, I can't read it.
Well, I just assumed that it's actually 00 SKM.
Yeah, you would be Beach 00 Sierra Kilo Mike. That
I
would be
gotcha.
your call sign. If you were in the Dash 8, what livery are you flying in Dash 8 right now?
Alaska Airlines.
So you'd be Alaska flight number. You know what I mean? Alaska whatever number.
I got you.
like I'm speed, like when I fly in VATSIM, it's almost always with my BA, it's Speedbird, whatever the flight number is, you know, because obviously I'm mirroring a real world route somewhere. So yeah, so you would call VATSIM and you'd say, this is Beach, you know, Beach Air, Beach King, or whatever this thing is called, 00 Sierra Kilo Mike. Now, that's your initial call. The next time you call, you could just say, you know, this is Sierra Kilo Mike. You shorten it down to the last three, so it's not so long to say. The only time you have to do the whole number in a GA aircraft like this is when you initially contact a station.
Right.
Now, this comes from, I have done one VFR flight on VATSIM, one, and that was for an event over in the UK. I did it, and I was like, and I PM'd the controller, like, I'm sitting on a grass strip somewhere, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, because I don't do VFR. He's like, you're fine, this is what you call sign? I don't know, hold on. Like, let me find a dash plate, because I don't even know. And the plane that I was flying didn't have a dash plate, so I had to look on the tail, and I'm like, I'll never remember that. I gotta write it down somewhere.
Let's see. Runways 3 and 21.
Which way's the wind blowing?
I'm working on that.
Just click it. Go over the add-on screen and click the.
Well, that's right. That's right. Hold on. I'm new to that. I'm new to that.
Wind is variable 310 to 02.
So you're land. What was the runway? Was there a 3-1? You're landing on 3-1. Unless the wind's under like 4 knots, and it doesn't matter.
Variable wind, variable at 7.
Variable at 7.
Oh, yeah, 7. Oh, I don't know for these things. Maybe 7 is a big deal. I don't know. Won't Active Sky tell you in the briefing what runways they're using?
I don't know, because when you go to the briefing, I don't know what everything stands for yet, so I press the play briefing. And they start rattling off so much crap. I have no idea what the hell they're saying.
Okay, so if you go to the briefing and you scroll all the way to the bottom of the flight, not the briefing, the briefing. I'm sorry, you scroll all the way to the bottom, right? Well, not all the way, but down to to your arrival airport. The last line of it will give you the winds, and it should say something like, you know, based on wind recommendation only, the following runway, and then you can pick a runway.
Winds aloft by waypoint VTB.
Nope, go down,
8
right?
At
yep.
8.
So 3-1, like I said, 3-1 left. Or what's the other one? Go back up, because the winds are what, 3-1 to 2-0? So you could land at 3-1, or I don't know what the other one was. I'd say 3-1 left. I'll pick that one just because, why not, right? And set up for that. Obviously, you always want to land into the wind, so you want to land in the direction that the wind is coming from. So, thanks, BP. Never flown a plane.
Yeah, we've flown once or twice.
I'm nearing my TOD.
Is it really 9 minutes past midnight local time, and it's not dark out? What?
No, it's local time here, which is actually
11:09 a.m.
11:09 a.m. Yeah.
Active Sky says it's it's 009 local. Where's that? Your time?
No, 00. I guess so, but
yeah, 009 a.m. is my time.
But it can't be. It's not that time for me. Or is it?
Yes,
it also will give you Zulu time too.
It is.
Don't tell me.
It really is. I didn't realize it was that late.
Well, it'll also give you Zulu time if you.
Right, Zulu is the only time that matters, anyways. That's the only one I ever pay any attention to. So, but yeah, so you could definitely 31 degrees. Ooh, welcome to Thailand. You could definitely land 3-1 left.
Like the one thing with Active Sky that really impressed me was the fact that when your flight plan goes in, if you have everything set up the way it's supposed to, it'll give you top of climb and top of descent.
Yep. I don't have to worry about that because my plane just does that automatically for me.
Well, Ziggs does too, but I mean before then.
Well, it's not today because I can't remember how to do it. So,
Chris, what do you mean by controller? Controller? Do you mean like air traffic control or like flight sticks?
It has me coming in 3 left.
Okay. wasn't there a 31 left? You want to go that way? Are they? Is that what air traffic control is telling you?
That's what the in-game air traffic controller is telling you. Yes.
Air traffic control may not be reading the winds though. Remember,
Right.
the winds are outside of their thing now.
I picked 21 right.
Okay, so you're going to be.
Isn't that going to give you kind of a crosswind?
It's going to give you sort of a tailwind, actually. If the wind's blowing 3-1 to 0-2.
It's the one I could find the chart for, so we went with.
Well, it's variable. It's
I want to
variable.
fly with Zig. I want to fly with Zig. I love that shit. Just lighting a cigar and going, fuck it.
Yep, we're going. That's sort of my motto. We're going to put it on the ground. We'll see what happens. We might
Well,
crash,
Chris,
we might not.
I am using a Logitech Attack 3 flight stick. It's probably about 5 years old or so. Works perfectly fine. Zig is using a slightly newer version of that.
The Extreme 3D.
And MoonDog, what are you using?
SATEC ST290 Pro flight stick.
And then BP, you use the Warhog, right?
Yes, he does.
Smoke break.
The Warthog is a really nice one because it's really heavily weighted, and it's also got a separate little throttle quadrant.
I've been very happy with the Extreme
But I've been,
Pro for $30.
and I've been really happy with mine too. It's got like, I think like 12 or 14 buttons.
It has a little. Does yours have the like fan wheel that you can use for like the throttle?
Yep.
Yep.
Seriously though, if you guys are going to do these like around the world flights, getting a Navigraph subscription would not be a bad idea.
Yeah, we looked at it.
Navigraph is fantastic. You know the charts are going to work. You know they're going to be current. You know they're going to, they're going to give you the right information and everything. So, and if you start flying FMC equipped planes, you can get the updated nav data for them through them too. So all for one price. I pay. Well, you can get it for $9 a month and pay it by the month. I pay for the year. It's $110 for the year, worth everything. Or you could be like Sig and just look up some 50-year-old chart and say, yeah, "Fuck it, that looks good."
Yep, we're going with this one.
And
That's
hope
what we
it's
do.
still there when you get there. Only in Taiwan, in Thailand, which is a place called Don Wang International.
Well, a lot of the charts that we pull up online, they actually say, this chart is good from, August of 17 to, September of 17 or what have you.
Right.
Found
So-
a good one for a good place to go for ones that are in the continental United States, but outside of that, not so much.
You know what to look up too is look up on the VAT sim, like the different VAT sim divisions. They generally have charts. Now I don't know what VAT sim Thailand looks like. I have no idea, but I used like VAT sim. Like I tell you what's a great site, nats.uk for English for UK charts. Fantastic.
Yep, I think I have that one bookmarked.
Well, can't you pull up some of that stuff from Active Sky? Or is
What,
that
chart?
just straight,
No.
or not Active Sky, Sky Vector? Or is that just strictly planning?
Sky Vector only does they only do like I think they only do intercept charts and stuff. There's no plates on Sky Vector that I'm aware of. There's no
I haven't
approach
found
charts
it.
or anything. Yeah, it's all VFR stuff and and Bravo airspace plates and shit like that. Oh,
Guess what we get to do?
you're getting kind of closer, every Doug. You better get down.
Yeah, because I can't, it won't, because the higher frames in this thing it didn't put the whole flight plan in. It won't let me do a program an approach and all, so I guess I'm freehanding that.
Guess you're visual.
Yep.
Yep. Grab your stick with your hand and hold on tight.
So you're gonna fly into Bangkok, doing with your hand?
He's gonna fly into Bangkok with his stick in his hand.
See, now Pastor Zig tried to make a dirty joke. He tried. I'll give him credit. He tried.
Asher Zig has definitely done that, yes.
I told him last night just once I want to fly into Lake Titicaca.
Well, part of the thing about being visual there, MoonDog, is being below 10,000 feet. So
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
see, I could have flown tonight, but instead I decided to hang out with you. I could have done both, actually. I could have been flying right now while I was watching the stream, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass, especially whereas I may have run into VATSIM, you know, whatever, and I would have to talk to them, and then the ACARs were going off every hour, making sure I'm still actually in the plane.
I don't know which one you're yelling at me for. No,
What are all these flashing lights?
Fuel pumps. You gotta turn your fuel pumps on.
No, it's throttle. I'm trying to kill throttle, and it's thrust. I got prop feathered too much for it to be that slow on the throttle.
Can you not pull your condition levers back?
I did.
Now, see, Zig, that Dash 8 doesn't have an auto.
Have what?
Doesn't have an auto throttle in Dash 8, so you have to manage the throttle in that thing. I mean, yeah, it's got ISA mode and shit. But that doesn't. All that does is pitch air.
No.
So.
And I programmed in an approach, but I don't know if it's going to take me on it. I'm a little concerned. It'll be all right, but
I always have a hard time coming down, descending with that thing because I always tend to go too fast because I forget. Like, shit, no auto throttle. I gotta manage the power myself.
if you actually get the VNAV programmed in, I think that's the hardest thing is just to manage the throttle and see it's not taking me on my approach. God dang it, why not?
Do you have a flight? Do you have a?
I put it in the approach. I put in the approach, but it.
Do you have a no link in there somewhere? Did you get to your last waypoint? It doesn't know how to get to the next one.
I deleted them all out.
Good morning to you, Farmer Peter, or whatever you want to call yourself. It's Farmer Peter in chat, but it's Peter to all of us.
How you doing?
Good morning, Sweden. Is that anything like Good Morning Vietnam?
It's still got to be. What is it? 6 a.m. in Sweden? Yeah, it's 6 a.m.
Yeah,
right?
6 a.m. He's got to get up early to start driving.
That's true.
He's having coffee and
Well, shit, I'm having coffee. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I want a Danish MoonDog, thank you.
Trust me, I've been wanting a freaking Danish elf. I've got a sweet tooth going on.
Well, Peter, you know.
I'd love to have a cheese Danish right about now.
You know.
Or blueberry
Danish. Do they call them Danishes in Denmark? Probably not, right? Do you think if you walked into a bakery in Denmark and asked for Danish, that the girl behind the counter would probably punch you in the face?
Probably.
Hello, can I have a tart? Whoa!
Wish you could learn how to fly. We were just discussing that. We're going to get.
I wish these guys could learn how to play this game, Peter. So don't worry. No, you know what? Here's the thing. Okay, you know what? Christmas is coming. Guess what everybody's getting for Christmas? Because I would dearly love to have a monkey show group flight. I would think that would be fantastic, and I'll fly one of these little.
You think us driving in ETS is a pain? You should see us probably trying to fly into Amsterdam that way then.
Now, imagine all of us trying to take off or all of us trying to land.
Well, I won't have any trouble with it, but I may be the last one in just so I can watch you guys. Or I'll be the first one in so I can get out of the plane and sit on the side of the runway and watch you guys land. You know, I'll even fly one of these fucking pedal-powered jobs that you guys fly. You know, it's just a
pedal power.
Well, maybe I'll fly the Crash 8. I'll see if I can figure out how to program an approach. Probably not. I haven't flown that plane in so long, I barely know how to fly it to begin with. I would very much love to go over to VATSIM UK and like fly to, I don't know, from like Manchester to Edinburgh or something, you know, and just not troll them. I don't want to do that, but just have some fun. Wow, you even got your Nightbot all set up. I still haven't done any of that yet because I don't really know how.
No, but if you click, you know, do the right commands, you can even get the link to Cavalier Roy and Farmer Dad and Zigzag and even Bipolar Prophet.
Nice. I like how because I'm a mod, it highlights my name, which it should do all the time anyway. It should always highlight my name.
A little bit of an egotistical comment there.
We'll bet.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I would say subscribe to Bipolar Prophet on YouTube, but everybody already has. No, don't watch us. No. Listen,
no.
Pete, if you want to learn how to fly, let me know. I'll help you. Because I'm a lot of things, but one thing I am is a good pilot. I know how to fly, so I can teach it. Now, I'm not saying I can land a Cessna, because I can't. Oh, I could if I put the effort into it. It's just too slow for me. I'm not used to it. But,
we're not too bad at it.
no. These guys are good. These guys know how to fly. They fly these prop jobs all the time. I don't, so I don't understand. Like, I see V speeds of 100, and I'm like, what? So I get nervous. Oh.
No, but there's one thing that you do know, and that's airports, in and out, and stuff like that. If it's just about the plane, we throw you in a prop plane, and you're going to go, but you know.
Hell, with this plane, if I hit two. Sorry, go ahead.
If you throw us into the 777 with you, we're going to be doing the same thing. There's way too many switches. What the hell, you know?
It's all just you know what? Ultimately, Peter, it's like everything else. If it isn't fun, then there's no point in doing it. And this can be a hoot. You know what I mean? If we could all organize a group flight, even if we don't do it on VATSIM, I would prefer to do it on VATSIM because I like that version of multiplayer better than this actual version of multiplayer. But whatever, you know what I mean? As long as it's fun, who cares? Because I just want to get David in the cockpit. That's all I want. So I could tell him to do something and have him go. You know how he does that? He makes that noise when he goes, I just want to hear him say that. Oh.
Right. Yeah. Boy.
So I'm on final. I don't know what runway I'm on.
I'm on a final to somewhere. Well, there he is. There he's gas.
I found one.
You're headed in the right direction. That's good.
I don't know if it's the one I planned on.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, right.
You'll find out if you float it or if you get slammed in because you got a massive tailwind. So what are you doing there? A little base leg there, MoonDog?
Yeah, because I was not set up on the right coming in, so I'm going to come down and actually get on 3 left this way.
I have not crashed in a very long time.
Oh, it's only been a couple days for me.
I kind of miss it, to be honest. Oh, well, I can't say I haven't crashed because I damn near crashed the Airbus the other night. I came in and I got a gust right at the threshold and it lifted the left wing. And instead of being a real pilot and going around, I'm like, no, screw it, I'm landed. So I kind of bounced one wheel off the ground a couple times before I actually set it down. So that, I guess, technically was a crash. And the VATSIM controller was laughing at me. Like, he's like, gonna stop in the runway? I don't know, we're gonna find out. Because I came in way too fast, and then the gust screwed me up, and I'm like, yeah, we'll see what happens. I got it stopped, but just about.
One of the last couple flights, no, actually it was where we landed at the last, where we just took off tonight. We was landing, and I was coming in a little bit quick, and I'm like, I'm gonna put it down anyways. So I dropped the extra altitude, landed on the front wheels, and I went about 30 feet too long on the runway, and yeah, and then Zig comes in right behind me and uses half of it. So for as much as we harass Zig about, you know, not putting landing gear down,
Zig, you have a throttle. You have a physical throttle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can put the Dash 8 into beta with your physical throttle. It's the only plane I've ever seen that will actually go into reverse with the throttle. In FSX anyway.
I'm down. No problems.
See? Nice job. I wish I could have seen that. Should have been watching your stream. Unfortunately, I only have the one monitor.
Well, that's all right. We know that what you're going to do. You're going to go out to get someone's pond hacked.
Considering I haven't.
Oh yeah.
And that way.
Considering I haven't landed this plane in I don't know how long, that wasn't too bad.
Next weekend, I'll be on the meth shop trying to see what TVs I can get for next to nothing. Bangkok. I can smell it from here. That's unfair. It's actually, Thailand's a beautiful country.
And we're not picking on meth heads. Without them, we wouldn't have a bunch of their shit.
Why? Keep smoking meth, everybody. I like cheap stuff.
Oh, that was a question.
Festus is in the meth capital of the country, I believe.
Is it? I thought that was Tulsa, Oklahoma. Whoops.
Or Jefferson County, Missouri is right up there.
Can you? You can still buy Sudafed and ephedrine and all that in Missouri?
Oh,
you can't buy
hell no.
No, you can't
no.
anywhere around here. You have to go to Canada for it.
Yeah, no, that's...
Yeah, Chris, you can still fly the F-18 and everything in this game.
Yeah, that's still in there.
I just flew it probably a couple weeks ago.
I should try to. I've never, not ever have I flown that. Jesus Christ, talk about fast. I wouldn't have to worry about being too slow in that, would I?
No, you wouldn't.
Thing is, though, is that thing drinks the fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm not that much of a, like, hand pilot. I don't know that I'm fucking up try it. What's the worst gonna have a crash? Okay, it's much like the, Navy does on a regular basis, I guess. So, whoops, that didn't work. Haha. Just buy another $2 billion.
All right. I am on final.
I'm on
so is
final.
MoonDog.
Are you doing 3 left or 3 right?
It's about time you guys got here.
I'm on 3 left.
I think it's funny how Zig, who was behind you all, beat you there.
No, he was second. Draco was last.
And I was also up higher, so it took me longer to
At one point, I was up higher.
descend.
I was at 31.5 at one point.
Yeah, but that's because you decided to go storm chasing.
That's true. I'm out of your way. I'm taking 3 right.
Pick one of them.
That's what I'm doing.
Now
Stack
let's
up.
hope they're not. Let's hope they're not doing alternating runways, and they're not departing off of this runway you're about to land on.
Well, yeah.
I think that's the one I ended up on because you guys are coming in right where I came in. Although I was on the left, are you going on the right?
One on the right because
You
Draco's
try
like
that in
right
real life,
behind
just
me.
at the last second, decide to change runway.
Well, real life I wouldn't do it. This is simulation. As long as I
good
get the
thing.
runway.
Good.
Chris, I will answer you in just a second, as soon as I land.
We're sorry, the stream will now be suspended while everybody lands.
500.
Just stop right here. Got a good view.
Is there any chance MoonDog you're going to go exterior right as you touch down?
Is there any chance?
Or can we get a replay of it afterwards?
Oh, we can definitely get a replay.
I've been wanting to do a replay for like ever, and I always forget till it's too late, right? You got to do that like right away.
No, just back up to however many seconds.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all by seconds, so you can back up to however many. You've been sitting on the ground for a few minutes now, so you'd have to go back quite a ways. But yeah, you can always go back. I do it sometimes just to see, if I creased it or if I bounced it or whatever.
Is that under? What's that under? View?
I think. All right. Oh, you're a little right, MoonDog. little right.
Just watch. I floated there. I get it back.
Touchdown zone. Very nice. Right into touchdown zone. Good job. Well, it doesn't count if you'd steer it over there after you're on the ground.
No, I was floating it.
Very nice.
Draco landed on the runway I landed on. What one was that, Draco?
Traffic.
That would be
3
tough.
left.
Three
Yeah,
left.
I've got traffic.
Isn't it
It's not-
31 left?
No,
Or was
it's,
I just blind?
it was 3 and 21.
Oh.
Nice, Draco.
Nice job. Nice job. The plane didn't even shake. You know you did a good job when the plane doesn't even shake when you touch down.
Alright, so.
A little bit of a bounce there, but
Play.
What's that under? View?
Is it options?
Option.
Oh,
So he says he still has his old FSX disc. Should
Yep.
he use that or buy FSX Steam?
I would buy FSX Steam just because it's got some minor updates to it that make it
Well,
feel better.
watch the replay. I caught it close.
No.
But
I'm watching. Nice. You were dead in a touchdown zone. Very nice.
I mean, left, but
That was a smooth landing.
All right. So how do you do the replay?
Go to options, go to instant replay, and then put in however many seconds back you were still in the air. Just you have to guess, obviously.
Options, instant replay. I'll do 60. Probably what, 60 seconds?
I did
60 seconds, only a minute.
Yeah, I
so-
did 75 and I caught it just at the end of the runway. So you go.
I always
back.
have to go.
Oh,
back
that didn't work.
500 seconds because I end up it's just a sheer instinct and a habit to pull off the runway, clean up the airplane, and then go, oh crap, I wanted to watch the replay, and I have to go back, 3 minutes or whatever.
Let's do 100 seconds. All right, there's the replay of me coming in.
Traffic.
Zig, you're still streaming, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to your channel real quick and can you give me a replay?
It's been quite a while by now.
That's okay. Just back it up. 10 minutes or whatever.
10 minutes. I gotta count.
Okay, so I definitely did not flare enough coming in.
What would that be? Like, what would 5 minutes be?
300 seconds.
Yeah. See if
Gotta
I
have you all on my list of things on my channel.
So as we've landed, we'll go through that. If you would like to see replays, jump to the other channel to see how things looked. Make sure you subscribe to everyone. That way you can opt to see the best view.
Where are you at, Zig?
Here we go, BP. Well, you won't see it just yet, but
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it wasn't too bad of a landing. I need to flare a little bit more when I'm coming in. But I'm always afraid I'm going to do a tail strike when I do.
Well, it's a flare, not a rotation. I've had to do a long flares before. I've come in, and the wind is gusted across the runway, and I'm like, well, I'll just use the aerodynamic properties of the airplane by keeping the front wheel in the air for a little bit longer. Help it slow down.
So when you do the replay, I can actually see your plane coming back in on my screen.
you talking to me?
Yeah, like your plane's up in the air right now. You're at like
I don't know,
740 feet.
I'm not seeing anything on Zig's. I see his dashboard. That's all I see.
Oh, am I lagged out? My shit's been messed up.
Traffic.
I tell you, it's a pretty looking dash. Let me yeah, you haven't moved. Well, that's
Yeah.
let's go.
I've been in the red all night. It's annoying.
Alright, and since I park where I want, I'm just going to park right over here.
Well, good job, fellas.
I'll take that as there was 3 excellent landings.
And mine was okay.
I think they were very good. Good job, everybody. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Let you guys end your stream, so I'm rambling through the ends of them.
Well, take and have a nice night, and let us. We're going to do what we normally do. We let one person speak, opening and closing. That way, we're not all trying to close them at the same time.
Oh, cool. Then I'll do it. Subscribe to Bipolar Prophet on YouTube. Then.
Thanks a lot, BP. And on that note, make sure you do check out everyone on the Monkey Show. Links are in all of ours main pages on YouTube, I do believe, and definitely on mine and Zig's. We typically stream Tuesday and Saturday night, 10 Eastern Standard Time. You can extrapolate with where you are at currently. We also do I do a Wednesday stream, which we may do a little bit more of, possibly one of the driving games we were thinking of, and then Saturday afternoon, check out the Monkey Show, where close to all of us are, and those different groups of the Monkey Show are there for ETS driving, Sunday for Bipolar Profit farming server, which is Dowland Farm right now currently, and that's normally, both of those are Tuesday or Saturday and Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that covers everything. Anyone want to throw in anything extra other than subscribe to BP?
I think you covered everything.
All right. We're just going to finish parting these up and locking them down, and we'll catch everyone Saturday, unless we do something tomorrow night. So everyone have a nice night, and thanks for stopping by.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
See ya.
everyone.